Hello, and welcome back to Xpwaste, where, after all these years, I finally spent the 10K, and so far it's been worth every penny. Hi, my name's Oxie.
And I'm Michael, and you're listening to Xpwaste. We're a show that talks about old school RuneScape. Unless you're coming here from last week's episode where we talked about RS3, this should be back to normal.
It's okay. It's okay. There's going to be no RS3. There's going to be no RS3 talk this episode.
None.
You're safe.
Well, we can't guarantee none, but like zero to little.
After last week, I'm guaranteeing
little to
none.
Okay, fine. I will keep myself from talking about RS3. Moving forward, you're not going to hear anything about it, but that's our show. We're a podcast. We talk about old school RuneScape. This week we're doing a tier list, so that's going to be fun. If you're not new around here, welcome back. I am drinking a Dr. Pepper in a tiny can, a little one. It's good. I like Dr. Pepper. Do you like Dr. Pepper?
Not really. Controversially enough, I've tried it maybe like once or twice, and every time I've had it, I've just been like,
Must be a Southern thing. Yeah, because I don't remember drinking Dr. Pepper much when I lived in Ohio. I drank Mr. Pibb occasionally, but Dr. Pepper was...
Isn't it like the Kmart brand?
No, that's the... it's like the Coke versus Pepsi like thing. Mr. Pibb versus Dr. Pepper. Kieran says Dr. Pepper is gas. I don't know if gas is good. I think it's good. Okay, cool.
Get with the times, baby girl. The gas means good.
Well, you never know, because like fire is good, but then gas is, I guess, also good. So then fire and gas is really good. Lit, is that lit? Because you've lit them on fire? I don't know. I got a new chair, and one of these days I'm gonna take these little wings off because I don't need them. They don't serve a purpose except to make me look like I have little fairy wings. Like little
Can't wait to
gothic.
put those in the thumbnail.
They're not going in the thumbnail. Jax Wright says, Michael, you're showing your age. Well, yeah, I'm 33, 32. I'm not that old.
You're old.
Oxie, what have you done this week in whatever you're
Other
doing?
than understand whatever I do, other than understand the terminology of the youth. I kind of hurt myself at fencing on Monday. I did too much foil, which always the worst when you do foil. But anyways,
It happens when I make a calzone.
Felt something when you hurt your knee when you make a calzone.
No, I wrap it in too much foil so then it doesn't cook correctly.
Ah, yeah, right.
Sorry to interrupt you.
I see. Anyways, I hurt myself on Monday, and then Tuesday I had my beginner tournament, which went really well. My beginners this cycle were all people that I knew in real life prior to fencing. So this was the first beginner class I've had where none of the students were new to me. Like I knew them all. It was a good time. All their parents came up and they got to watch the tournament. And we had other people who just like randomly decided to show up and spectate just to see if they wanted to do it or not, which was fun. So the tournament was a good time, but I was still feeling it on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I kind of cracked my knee. And I was like, ooh, okay, that's feeling better. No, it just felt stiff like it needed to be
popped
cracked.
it. Like you popped okay,
I popped it.
Gotcha.
And then Thursday, I was like, okay, maybe I still take some time off and don't fence on it necessarily. So I didn't fence on Thursday. We're going to try to get back into it next week, though.
Nice.
But anyways, in RuneScape this week, I have tried to play. I've tried to play as much as I can, but I have been quite the busy woman between practice and all the other brouhaha that I tend to get up to. Araxor has been on the menu. I do love Araxor. I've done like 85 KC the past week, about a third of the way through the task that I got. And I got a point so far. I got one piece of the halberd, so 2 more to go. But I got my Slayer point stimmy when I logged in today, and I built my Turiel block list.
Ooh.
Now, my Turiel block list, I posted a little bit earlier in the recording booth chat. I have dogs, wolves, bats, lizards, monkeys, skeletons, and cave slimes. You could probably swap cave slimes for something else like bears or calfights, but I just don't like doing cave slimes. I can't explain it. I just don't like them, so I blocked them. And I still have about 1,200 points. And now over time, I want to be able to craft a block list for bingo. So
Ooh.
block tasks from Duradel that don't necessarily have common bingo drops associated with them. Necrials, Blood Velds, Smoke Devils, things like that, right? I want to create a Hydra block list at Konar where I get all the other dumb shit out of the way and can just prioritize Hydra from Konar. And then I want to create a Revenants block list from Krystilia because inevitably in every bingo I play in, whether it's TNL or otherwise, Revenants end up on the board somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I just want to go for those clogs one day, the rates on task are so much better, but Revenants are only weighted at like a 5. So the percentage is very low to get the weighting. Honestly, I like the changes so far that I've seen from the Slayer Masters and the Slayer Master UIs. If I could make a recommendation for Jagex, I would let us be able to sort the blocks by weight.
Yeah.
So we can currently only sort them by alphabetical order, which is fine. But there are some things like I'm at Krystilia, standing in front of Krystilia right now, and I think like, oh, Bloodvelds in the Wilderness are awful. I should block those. They only have a 2% chance to get assigned. So it's like, compared to other things like Aviancies that have a 3.5% chance or Greater Demons with a 4% chance, I would want to look down the list and see what feasibly has a higher weight that I could block and get rid of. That's what I would like to see from these changes. I'm quite surprised that they didn't adjust the pricing for Shroom Sprayer. Like Gargoyle Smasher being 120, sure. Slug Salter and Reptile Freezer being 10 points, sure, why not? But Shroom Sprayer staying at 110 feels weird. Like are Zygomites at the same level as Gargoyles? They would need that, you know? I don't know. A lot of the stuff they've changed, I like.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I think the Slayer changes this week are pretty neat. I don't know if I'll get the same benefit on my Iron Man because I gotta be honest, I don't even think I've blocked a task on my Iron Man. Like, I was just like Duriel skipping, I'm pretty sure, on the Iron. So good change for the main. But no, I've been doing a lot of Araxor. I haven't done Doom yet. One of these days I will. One of these days I'll get to it. You know? I'll get to the rest of Varlamore. I'll get to the Doom. I'll get to Veil Totems. I don't know.
Yeah, I still haven't finished the Final Dawn yet. It feels weird. But at this point, I just don't have any goals that kind of relate to that final quest. So like I'm wanting to do other things. And it won't take that long, probably. Maybe an hour and a half max. But yeah, I also haven't finished it. It's just kind of out of sight, out of mind at this point.
Unfortunately, that's where it's landing. So I just got to be better about sitting down and doing it. Maybe tonight, because we're actually recording on a Saturday, funny enough. Maybe tonight I can sit down and crank out the quest and maybe try out a little bit of Doom. But it's going to be a good time because today is Saturday. It is currently Labor Day weekend here in the United States. And I don't know about you, Michael, but we've sort of seen, I don't know if you've seen it down by you, but the weather's started to shift up by me. It started to get just a little bit cooler. The humidity's broken. We're consistently sitting in the high 60s.
Ooh.
Football is back. NFL is on tomorrow night. College football, I think the worst team in CFB is currently playing right now with Ohio State, and then Michigan State played last night. So we're back in football season. It's getting a little bit colder. Pumpkin spice lattes are back in rotation. Labor Day is on Monday, and folks, by the time you're listening to it, it's fall. I don't care what the calendar has to say. Fall starts on September 20, whatever. No. Fall's already begun, baby. Fall starts when you start this episode. So
happy fall.
I'm excited.
The weather here is actually quite nice, but also it's been raining the whole weekend, and it will continue to rain the whole weekend apparently until Tuesday. But we're in like the mid 80s. I'm not sure about the humidity because it's 89%. So it's quite humid just because it's been raining. Yeah. I'm dealing with, so last week I mentioned I had COVID and a bunch of gunk in my throat and my nose, and that's all since kind of gone away, but the sinus pressure is still here, and I think it's partially due to the weather, but it's nutty. But yeah, it's cooling down here. I would say I'm kind of jealous that you guys are in the mid to high 60s because
Oh,
that's
it's
beautiful.
blissful.
Yeah.
It's blissful. It is so nice around here. It's wonderful.
Just a couple of days ago, it was still 100 degrees here. So we're turning a corner, I think. And I think you're right that I think fall is around that corner. Maybe you could really never tell with Texas because last year until I want to say like mid to late October, we were still getting 100-degree days. Weirdly, like you just never know with Texas. Like it could be 80 degrees on January 1st and you go golfing, and then it can be below freezing a month later in February, like it was in 2021. If any Texans out there remember that, ugh. Fear Garden says, good, we need it. We do need it. Honestly, it was starting to feel really dry. My front yard, whenever it doesn't rain in the summer, the ground like cracks, and it's not really good for your foundation. And so it's really good that it's raining. I'm kind of happy about it.
W.
Yeah. How many is left on your Axor task?
Like 150.
We should race. You and your Araxor task and me and my Hydra task. So I have like 86 or 87 left. And I feel like you can kill Araxor.
I was like, I'll just go cannon them during the episode.
No. You
but
kill
if
it
you
at
wanna,
Araxor.
You want to just do the boss. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, Michael, I'll do it in 40 minutes. Like I'm gonna win. What? I'm
no,
gonna go cannon the babies and get it done. I do need Arania boots for my collection log, but yeah, that's fine. I'll brace you.
You need Arania boots for your feet, my dude. Because I know you're still rocking them Mackie Dons.
Damn right I am. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, baby girl. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the best boots in the game. But anyway.
I'm wearing them, baby girl. The Dragon Boots God. G. I got them.
What have I done this week, you ask? Let's see. I got 90 prayer, which was pretty hype. I finished out all of my banked XP. Last week we were recording, and while I was editing, I was killing blue dragons in Taverley, the Taverley dungeon, and it didn't take as long as I thought it would to just bank the rest of the bones. I only needed like 150k XP to be able to like crush all those bones and then use them at the libation pool. And then I did have to spend like probably 2 hours getting all of the Sunfire shards, or what do they call them? I thought about doing the Coliseum, just like, doing the wave 1 repeat, but I was also editing. So I was like, this is a good task for me to do while I'm editing, because it's really AFK to just, hunt the antelopes for it. And maybe next time I need shards, I'll do the wave 1 colo reset thing. Because I've heard it's a lot faster. I needed like maybe 400 or 500 shards. And at that point, it took me like probably 2 hours. I think I really wasn't checking. I wasn't keeping track, but it was chill. And I got 90 prayer. And then what else did I do? I mean, that was like a majority of my week, really. Just trying to get all of that done to get 90 prayer. I'm not playing right now. But it's hard for me to remember what I've done, because I talked about in the beginning, we're doing a tier list, and my entire screen is taken up with what you can't see yet, but my entire screen is taken up with this tier list page. And so I have no room for RuneScape, unfortunately. I could on my other monitor, but then I would be like looking to the left the whole time. And I want to look at you guys because we're a video podcast.
And we would hate if someone wasn't paying attention, right?
Yeah, we would. Looking at you.
I'm not. Trying to find a forestry world, baby.
So last week, I didn't bleep any of the cuss words. None of them. Nothing was bleeped in the last episode. And I haven't seen any negative feedback about it. There have been comments in Spotify that's like, just don't bleep it. Just leave it. So I think from now on, moving forward, unless we get like cannons in Falador, or a mass exodus of people, which I don't think is going to happen, I don't think we're going to be bleeping any more cuss words, which is great, because that's less editing for me. And I feel like it's a better listening experience potentially for everybody out there who doesn't like the constant beep.
You make it seem like it's not constant.
It really is not, actually. I am pleasantly surprised most of the time. Well, I say pleasantly surprised. Like when I was editing and bleeping out the bleeps, it would be like maybe like 4 per episode on average. So you don't cuss as much as you used to. And I don't know if that's just you being mindful of me having to edit it out, or if it's you just not cussing. I don't know.
I mean, I know it's a pain in the ass to edit out the swear words, and what Michael seems to forget is I did edit about 90 of these episodes myself. It's something around there. So I have had to censor myself a lot. So I get it.
I should start bleeping out the ums, and then we'll really get some good feedback.
If you bleep out the ums, you have to leave in every stuttered word.
Just like you did just then?
Yeah, like that.
No.
Just like that.
I'm not going to bleep out the ums.
You have to let the community question be raw.
Oh no.
Don't let any community question answers go edited. Don't edit anything. If Michael is reading something, just let it go.
You guys really, the listener, you guys are blessed that you don't have to hear the amount of like retakes that I have to do for community question. It's embarrassing sometimes. And the folks in the recording booth know, they're used to it. Kieran's new. This is their first time in the booth today, and they're going to see it. They're definitely going to see it.
I think doing this podcast has made you such a better reader. Because when we first started the community question, it would take a long time with the reading. And now it's like, we'll fumble a little bit on names in particular, but
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you noticing my growth. Well, I think that's all I've done in RuneScape. If I can remember anything, maybe I'll just randomly spit it out, but that's all I did. Really, it was like 90 prayer, and that's the highlight of my week. I can even look in our groupie Discord, and I have only posted 3 things, and it was 88 prayer, 89 prayer, and 90 prayer. And I asked for the Fang so that I could go do. Oh, I did a little bit of moons last night. I kind of got the itch, and I went and I did like 3 or 4 runs of Perilous Moons. And I mean, the more that I do it, the less I hate it. It was like a bell curve, you know. It's like I really like it, and then the graph spiked to hate, and now it's like it's coming back down. I'm like, I kind of like it again, you know, because when you go dry 80 or 90 chests, it's really demotivating to keep doing it. We're gonna go ahead and transition now to the tier list, baby. So, this is your episode. I'm gonna let you set this one up.
Well, you were on a hot streak, but apparently he's no longer streaking or hot. Ooh. That's not true. You're hot, Michael. We're doing a tier list today. One of the favorites that we were suggested, at least one of the ones that I thought was the favorite, was someone said do a tier list of the worst quests in the game. And it's the one we joked where like we'll put the F tier at the top and the S tier at the bottom. And that's what we're going to do today. We have about, I don't know, what would you say here, Michael?
24.
Maybe 20. Well, we have 24 on the money. We have 24 of what we subjectively feel are some of the worst quests in the game. Now, there are some that I think Michael and I are both going to disagree with. So we're going to get a pretty classic. We're going to get a pretty classic Michael and Oxie gloves are off tier list war right here, because I'm looking at some of these and I'm like, how'd that end up on there?
Oh,
you know?
Oh,
how'd that get there?
What's that doing there? Yeah, because both of us, like, I scoured the internet myself. I didn't use AI. I scoured the internet myself, and I read all of the Reddit posts and all the forum posts and watched YouTube videos to figure out what is the community's most hated quests. And so those have made it on here. And then there are some of my personal least favorites. And there are some that Oxie has contributed that I didn't argue about. And so we kind of have 3 opinions floating around, all mixed into one to make this tier list. And you may agree, you may disagree, and you may be like, well, why is another slice of ham not on there? The guys are racist. Well, I don't know. That's your opinion. I think he's racist, and I don't like another size fan or whatever it's
To
called.
say what? It's not an opinion. He's a racist.
Well, I'm just saying the quest is bad because he's a racist. You get to meet Zarniak, which is cool. Is it Zarniak? Yeah, I like Zarniak, but it threw me off because
Zarniak
there's
is a
person,
member of.
That's what I'm saying. What's the little goblin's name? Isn't it Zarniak? Zanuck. Sorry. Yeah, it threw me off because
Zarniak is a community member of ours.
There's a person in our Discord named Zarniak and in our clan. But anyway, this is why we don't free ball. We're going off script. So you may agree, you may disagree. That's okay. At the end of the day, there's 24 bad quests on here, and we're gonna rank them from least bad to kind of not bad. So F tier is at the top, meaning these are the worst.
It's the worst.
And then S tier means like they're not that bad. And then we got everything in between.
But they're still not great.
Yes,
and if
exactly.
you're curious, what's your criteria? How are you judging whether or not it's a good or a bad quest? That's a good question.
That's a great question.
So we're just going to get right into it. Michael, which quest are you looking at first?
Well, if you want to go like top left to bottom right, we got Family Pest up first.
Family Pest. Where are we putting this bad boy? More importantly, this is one you put on here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And it's
break it down.
Okay.
Why is it the worst?
So if I were to rank this, the only annoying thing about this is that you have this quest called the Family Crest. It's a cool quest to like make sure this guy's family lineage is fine and all of his sons are, they're still together, they're family. And then you get a cool thing. Like you get the Chaos Gauntlets, the Goldsmith Gauntlets, and I don't remember the last one. The
Cooking Gauntlets.
The Cooking Gauntlets. 3 amazing pieces of technology for skilling. So, and I guess the Chaos Gauntlets are not skilling, but you get 3 cool gloves. Then they go and add this new mini quest. So this is technically a mini quest. I will say there are mini quests included on this list. So you have this mini quest, the Family Pest. And the only thing that really sticks out to me in this quest is that, like, yes, you get access to all 3, but you have to pay 500K to a random NPC, which in terms of value, we go from a beer costing about a gold, maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on where you go. You have in another quest, you pay like a psychic to give you a reading, and it's 1 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of like everyday value, you think a pint of beer, maybe a couple of bucks. You just gave this guy $500,000 for what? That's a lot of money. So it's not the worst quest, but it's also not a great quest for some, like an Iron Man account where 500K in the time that these kind of like gauntlets and things would be super useful. It's a lot of money. So that being said, I personally would rank this in the C tier. So like kind of middle of the road, but like worse than, I could go B or C, middle of the road, but not the worst because it's easy.
C tier is fair because I just have a 4-word response for this quest.
What are you, poor? Yes.
What are you?
Absolutely poor, dude. 500K?
Don't get me wrong. I get it. It's not.
dumb.
It ain't the cheapest quest in the world. I understand that, but I did some corrupt gauntlet on the iron, and I just knocked this quest out so I could have the gauntlets in my bank.
I just think it's annoying.
Don't you?
I feel like the Family Crest should just automatically give you access to all 3 at the same time without having to go and switch it.
But I think it's the quality of life that you can have all 3.
Yeah, money sinks and all. I mean, 500K when this came out was probably worth a lot more than 500K is worth now. You think about like the God armor, millions of GP. So it'd be like, oh man, I got to sell my Zamorak full helm for this. That's a lot of money, dude.
When did Family Pest come out?
You're gonna fact check me live on the pod? Probably like 2009.
1st of September 2016.
2016?
So this is an old school edition.
Is it really?
This is strictly an old school RuneScape quest. Wow. This was never in never in the original RuneScape.
Well, then, okay.
And it was a quality of life just so that people could get all 3 gauntlets.
Then maybe we'll move her down to B tier just because you're right. It's not the worst. If it came out in 2016, I can give it a pass because 500K in 2016 was not that much different than what 500K is now. Okay?
Yeah.
So, B tier, not the worst, not the greatest.
Unless you're poor.
What are you, poor?
What are you, poor?
Up next, Zogre Flesh Eaters. I've done this quest multiple times, but every time I do it, I just forget why it's annoying. So why don't you take this one?
It's because disease is an annoying mechanic.
Isn't it only used in this quest?
It's literally only utilized in, let's look, Osrs disease. It's a status effect caused by monsters specifically in the Jigig crypt with the Zogres, the Skogres, and the zombie with the ruined backpack, as well as fever spiders, like Kieran said. So I guess this appears in 2 quests, but I think with the fever spiders, you only interact with that part for a short part of the quest, whereas with this, disease is only curable with the stupid Recyclium's bombs or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just a way to introduce a new potion or a couple of new potions that never get used for what they are designed for. Like Sandfew serums, for example. Sandfew serums cure disease, except for Slash's Bash, which Slash Bashes or whatever is something I'm reading on the wiki right now. And it also gives a 15-minute immunity to disease, as well as a 6-minute immunity to poison. So Sandfew serums are good, and Sandfew serums and as such Recyclium's bombs, I believe, come from this quest. Because, yeah, you make Sandfews by, oh god, there's like a multi-step thing you use for Sandfews. So no, yeah, you literally just use with a super restore. So you don't even use the Recyclium's balm for this. I don't know. I think this quest is stupid strictly because of the mechanic it introduces not being utilized anywhere, and it also just being annoying on a low level account.
Yeah.
You know?
And
like,
does this have any follow-ups? Like, is this a prereq for anything else? Because that's also something that I take into consideration is, does this quest even do anything? Are we just doing this for shits and giggles?
So you need it to complete Rum Deal.
Because I guess you would also use the Recyclium or the Sandfew for that one.
I believe Rum Deal is where you get the Sandfew, like where it starts.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you need Rum Deal for Cabin Fever, and then you need Cabin Fever for Great Brain Robbery. So does Zogre Flesh Eaters serve a purpose to get you like your Black Mask and get you all the way through to Great Brain Robbery? True. Yeah, it does. True. It's not like as an intro quest, sure, might not be the worst thing in the world, but also disease is stupid. I would put this in like the B or C tier just because I think the mechanic it introduces is annoying.
Sure. Yeah, B sounds fine. Because the next one here, I think, is probably our first C tier, and that's Lair of Tarn Razorlore.
Now, this quest is a joke if you have a Slayer ring.
Well, yeah.
This is the caveat that I will add to this quest. If you do not have a Slayer ring, this is up there with like Morning's End Part 2. To get to Tarn is horrible. It's a horrible experience.
Can I add another caveat? Because I was thinking about this earlier. Some of this stuff, some of the things you do in these annoying quests is made bearable by the use of Quest Helper. So in my mind, I'm like, I can't not put like One Small Favor on this list just because Quest Helper makes it brain dead. You know? Like, I'm thinking about all of this without the use of Quest Helper. How annoying some of these puzzles are, how annoying some of the mechanics are. If we didn't have Quest Helper and you didn't have a Slayer ring, going through the Lair of Tarn is ass.
It's ass. I think if the Slayer Ring didn't exist, this is unquestionably an F tier quest. But because the Slayer Ring is almost a requirement, we're going to knock it down to the C tier. The boss fight is fine.
Oh, it's easy. Yeah.
The boss fight is fine. You get salve amulets. You can imbue the salve amulets for Tob. Like, it gives a decent reward. It gives a nice Slayer XP reward.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. But it's a quest that is so bad. When did Slayer Rings get introduced? OSRS Slayer Ring. I want to say this is an old school edition. Yeah, they were added in 2014.
Oh.
So when Lair of Tarn Razorlore, the mini quest itself, came out in 2007.
Yes.
So the fact that they needed to add this teleport because the run was so bad 7 years later.
Right.
Were it not for this quality of life edition with the Slayer Ring, this would far and away be an F tier quest because that dungeon is horrible, but we will give it a pass. And the fact that you need QOL is a knock on bad quest design.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
C tier.
Yeah. All right. Mistell and Mystery. I feel like maybe this is one that you're questioning. Yeah. Okay. So I put this one on here. This is one of my additions. I didn't see this on any lists. But in my experience, this should have just stayed a holiday event. Like, okay, you get some token crafting XP. Cool. But this has the most frustrating boss fight of any like easy quest. Like you're chasing.
Wow, the boss fight is bad.
Yeah. The mirror mechanics, while cool and innovative for like a Halloween event, forcing people to do it every time they make a new account is just kind of annoying.
Are you forced every time you make a new account though?
You're not, but like if you like when I started my Iron Man, if I wanted to get my quest cape, I had to do this again. Like I did it. I did it for the holiday event. Then I did it on my main, and then I did it on my first Grey Helm Iron Man, and then I did it on my group Iron Man. So like I've done it so many times to where it's not a mystery anymore. It's not fun. And I think this probably is also, in my opinion, either C or D. In terms of, because here's the other criteria, remember? This doesn't lead to anything. This is strictly a one-off quest. This is not a starter. This is not a series. It's just there.
And it's weird that they've never done this with any other quest. They've never done this with any other holiday event in old school. They've never brought it permanently in.
Now, they do like bring it permanently kind of every year. It's like the same idea. Right, because we're always talking to the Easter Bunny for Easter. We're always talking to.
Well, no. Those are themes. We talk to Santa. We talk to Death. We talk to Easter Bunny because those have been recurring characters in the holiday events. We've never seen another holiday event be so good that we need to make it an actual quest in the game.
Yeah,
I think that to me is like we were probably a little overzealous with how good the event was. Because, like, I'm sure as a holiday event, it's a lot of fun. But I think we may have been a little too, we got the Scream costume from it. I think we were a little too overzealous with wanting to make it a quest.
Yeah. Now, I get the hype because the first time I did this as a holiday event, it was a lot of fun. There was no real, like, guides for it. So you were figuring out the puzzles and, like, how to blow up the wall. And you had to spell something on the piano. And then you get to see the Bandos God Sword, and then she pops out of the wardrobe and smites him. It's like that was cool, but the repetitiveness and how shitty that boss fight is with the mirrors is just annoying. So we're not gonna harp on it too long. But do you agree? C?
I C is fine. Yeah, C is a fair place to put it.
Okay. Next up, probably the most hated quest in all of old school RuneScape, by and far, one of the top most hated quests. And that is rat catchers. We could save this for later, but you guys probably know where it's going. I think I know where it's going. I don't know where Oxie wants to put it. But to me, this is an F tier quest.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Was this quest memorably bad prior to the Jimmy video from years ago? I want everyone listening to think, did rat catchers stand out as the worst quest in the game before Jimmy made the video about it?
Well, I don't really watch
because Jimmy really, really highlighted how poorly written this quest is. Jimmy really highlighted the choices in dialogue and the weird things your character says, which are objectively not great writing. But what's the thing about most of you old school players? What do you all do during quests?
Spacebar.
Use spacebar. So was it as bad before you really looked at the Jimmy video? Don't get me wrong. Jimmy did a great job. This quest is ass. And I think for me, this quest is D tier.
D tier. Okay.
I think we have a D tier quest here. I think perhaps it is the bias of an end game player talking, right? I think once you know how to move, the maze isn't that bad.
Quest Helper definitely makes it much, much nicer.
This is true, but I think once you understand, we'll talk about this later with another quest you put on here, because I know there's a I'm like, there's no way that quest belongs on there. And then I was like, oh, I know why he put that one on there. So
Pathing.
I think once you play the game more and you understand pathing, like the maze is not great. The maze is not great by any means. I don't think the maze is the worst part. Genuinely, I think catching the rats is worse with a kitten or a fully grown cat. Like it's a shitty mechanic. I'm not trying to defend rat catchers by any means. This quest is ass.
Yeah. Is this the first quest that introduces like the mechanic of you have to go somewhere, but then you could get caught and you have to go back? Because I can't remember.
I don't know if it's the first one. I don't know if it's the first quest that does that, but I know it's not fun when it does that. So I would be fine to put this quest in the F tier.
Oh, changing it up.
I would be fine. I think my knee jerk is D tier, but the more I talk about it, I really can't justify anything good to put it in the D tier because it's just awful.
So
like it is.
Yeah. The redeeming qualities of this quest is that you have access to the Wily Cats, which makes getting stews a lot nicer. But then there's that whole, flip side of, well, if stews weren't in the game, if they had a better mechanic for like boosting your stats, would I still feel that way? Like, what's the use of a Wily Cat? So there's a lot of back and forth that I go to be saying like the fact that you can get a Wily Cat after rat catchers makes this somewhat redeemable. So it could go in the D tier, but then it's just a band-aid fix for another solution of like temporary boosts. But we're getting ahead of ourselves because there's one on here where we'll talk about stews.
I was going to say, we may as well just follow it up with that one right there, because the next quest that really just rustles my jimmies in the worst way possible is the Evil Dave portion of Recipe for Disaster. I hate that part of the quest. I hate that part of the quest so much. It's terrible. I think that part of the quest is simply awful. I think it's awful for two reasons. Number one, I hate catching rats. And number two, I hate that there's no set amount. That I believe with Evil Dave, it's like random the entire time. Like the solution for Dave's stew, I'm pretty sure is random.
So you have to like keep checking with them.
At most, you will need 6 doses of each spice.
Oh my gosh.
So it just seems like I don't like the randomness. This mechanic pissed me off because you get it wrong and you have to go and do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again. And you want to know what makes this quest even more annoying. The Evil Dave part that ties into the last quest of why I think honestly both of them now deserve the F tier. Rat catchers isn't even a fucking requirement.
Oh.
Rat catchers is not a prerequisite to this quest.
You would think that one of them would be a prereq for the other. Either way,
nope.
They're not
Rat
tied
catchers
at all.
came out 5-6 months before RFD.
Wow.
And it is not genuinely, it's not a requirement.
F tier. They both can just sit there.
F tier for both of them.
See what they've done.
Like, oh, okay, fine. Like, are stews useful? Yes. Like, I'm not trying to say that the stews are a useless reward. I'm not trying to say that Evil Dave is a bad character. I'm not trying to say that RFD is a bad quest, right? I think this particular subplot, the shitty mechanic of trying to catch rats, as well as the oopsie doodle, you didn't do it right. Go get more spices. Feels like ass. So I don't know. I just don't like it.
do
I'm
without
not
it.
a fan.
Yeah. And trying to do this with a kitten, both of these actually, just don't. Just train your cat, spend a couple hours, get a full grown cat, and it will actually save you years on your life in stress if you just spend a couple of hours with a kitten. Because doing either of these with a kitten it's the closest thing that I can equate to like self-torture. So,
Ooh.
But they're both in the F tier where they belong.
They are both in the F tier where they belong.
Darkness of Hallowvale is next, and this one could be controversial because Oxie has quite the hard-on for the vampire series.
You're right, I do.
But this is the first time that you get introduced to that city, Myrditch, and the like unnecessarily complex way that you have to traverse the city without quest helper. This is probably single-handedly my worst experience with a quest, because trying to either follow the wiki or follow like Slayer music or somebody doing a video guide for this, it takes so long. Quest helper makes it almost brain dead to the point where it's not even like a factor of consideration. But this is just bad, man.
I just sent the wiki page for Darkness of Hallowvale. When I did literally every single quest on this list right now on my main account for the first time, quest helper didn't exist.
Right. Same.
I'm pretty sure, because I had my quest cape at first anyways before Leagues 2, and Leagues 2 was around the time quest helper came out.
What was your last Grandmaster?
I believe it was Song of the Elves. I think we did Monkey Madness 2, Dragon Slayer 2, and then Song of the Elves back to back days on Twitch. And Song of the Elves took me until about 1 o'clock in the morning live on Twitch, and I got my quest cape on my birthday because it was after midnight. So I got my quest cape on my birthday, was soaked. And that, damn, dude, doing that with the wiki was brutal. Darkness of Hallowvale, you are correct. I do love this storyline, but wow, every family needs a bastard child, and holy shit, this is a rough quest. This is a frustrating quest. It's not, you don't fail the obstacles very often, but there's a lot of them. You fail a lot of obstacles, a lot of different obstacles very often, and constantly getting stopped by vampires feels so bad. Getting stopped by vampires is so annoying.
Yeah.
It is so frustrating to get. Yeah, like, okay, cool. Or you get taken to the mines and you have to once again to get the 15 whatever, because when you do Darkness of Hallowvale, you don't have the stuff you get from Sins of the Father, obviously, because it's a prereq for Sins of the Father. So every time you get sent to that mine, you have to mine 15 of them damn ores and waste time and then run back to where you're going. This is, without question, the worst quest in this quest line because of all the parkour that you need to do. I still think it's annoying to get stopped by vampires. If I, for some reason, have to do like the old man Ral step, I fucking hate it. I hate the old man Ral step from Master Clues because I hate running through Myrditch. I hate it.
Well, you know what I learned?
It's so stupid.
I was watching, I think it was Fear Garden was doing Master Clues or whatever, or a clue. He had to go to Myrditch for something, but you can run through Castle Draken. There's a door that takes you just outside, just in the city of Myrditch, and then it's a short run to Old Man Ral. I learned that within weeks ago. I was going to Bergdorf, and then I would take the boat, and I would go south of Myrditch, and I would go up through the castle, and I would go around, and then it would go straight up to the Old Man Ral. That was my route to get there every single time before I learned that you could go through Castle Draken.
But Michael, you did A Taste of Hope, right?
Yeah.
You enter the Theater of Blood.
Dude, I spacebarred it. And it was like...
But you still enter from the outside. Why couldn't you leave from the outside?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Don't ask me
That's
questions.
wild. That's wild. I think I really like the storyline, and I think the story of Darkness of Hallowvale carries it pretty well enough, right? I think the story of Darkness of Hallowvale, it sets up a lot of really cool stuff. You know, you get to meet everyone. You see all the major players in the vampire story. You see Vanstrom, and you see, you know, Venescula, and you see Rannis, and you see everybody there. It's like you talk to everyone in Bergerath. Like, I think Darkness of Hallowvale does continue the story quite well from a narrative standpoint.
Yeah.
From a gameplay perspective, Jesus Christ. It feels bad.
Is it worse than the Lair of Tarn, Razorlore? Or
access to passage through 2 shortcut doors within Mire Ditch? What are these damn doors? Do the shortcut doors get you? No. Where do the shortcut doors take you? What's the point of these shortcut doors? That doesn't make a lick of sense to me, and I don't know why you would ever use these. Maybe they're for a taste of hope, but I gotta level with you. I don't know why they serve a purpose, but apparently you unlock shortcuts when you complete Darkness of Hallowvale.
Interesting.
I would put this quest no higher than C, but if you want to put it in D, I would not be opposed.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Is this maze of Mire Ditch worse than the Lair of Tar Razorlore? The only reason that like Lair of Tar is not F tier is because of the Slayer ring. So I guess
and this doesn't have
that mechanic.
A cheesy alternative.
That's true. So,
if we want a D for darkness.
D for darkness.
D for darkness. I think that's fair because I really, Michael is right. I have a hard on for the Vampire Quest line. I was out of my fucking chair at RuneFest. I was so excited.
Can't even deny
when they
it.
announced Blood Moon Rises. You guys have seen the videos of me shaking the phone like this when they're announcing it. I was stoked. I love this quest line. This is the worst quest in the quest line, and I am not afraid to put that bitch in the D tier because of it.
Easy.
What do we have next, Michael?
This is an Enchanted Key, which I don't remember. I think this was a U edition. I can't remember this quest. It's a mini quest, right?
It is. It is a mini quest. It is a mini quest, and the Enchanted Key quest, if I remember correctly, has you go to a bunch of different locations, and it's to get these Mjolnirs. So you begin the quest by getting your Enchanted Key. Make sure you've completed making history. Otherwise, when you feel the Enchanted Key, it will say nothing. The only way to obtain these weapons is through doing this quest, but they're also tradable, which is strange. And pretty much,
what's the
you
point?
Need to.
What's the point? I don't remember that. I don't think I've actually done this because you don't have to do the mini quests to get your quest cape. So there are mini quests that I have not done.
You don't, but you dig at 11 different... Dude, I am crushing the shiny Rookadies right now. For anyone playing Pokemon Go, today is Rookadee Community Day. This is like my 4th one live on the pod. I've just had it open.
Pokemon Go?
You're damn right I am, Michael. I love Corviknight. Corviknight is probably my favorite from the Galar region, and I want some shinies of that bitch.
Andrew Galar?
Anyways, Galar.
Oh,
not Gower.
Okay.
Though also Galar is based off England, so who knows? Could be the Gower region. Though I feel like we're in the Gower region with I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, this quest is dumb. It takes you all over the world to dig for literal garbage.
Tiki says
it is hot and cold clues with like Tiki said.
Mjolnirs that can't be reobtained.
They can't be reobtained. They're tradable, but they're really expensive too on the Grand Exchange. The Saradomin Mjolnir is 8.8k.
Oh, okay.
It has plus 11 crush bonus and plus 14 strength bonus. What is the point of these weapons? Because they're not nothing weapons. They're not garbage little throwaway like toy weapons like the event RPG. They're just shitty weapons that have god symbols on them. And literally the other rewards you get are 60 iron ore, 30 mithril ore, a plethora of various low-level runes, but you also get 15 death runes. You get pure essence, and then you get 20 iron, 40 steel, and 30 mithril arrows, as well as 40 iron arrow tips for a grand total of 39,139 GP on the Grand Exchange.
What's the point? Like, that's such a random.
What's the
war.
point? It's so stupid. Yeah, they
Random
run you
reward.
around the game to dig in all these various spots. I will say this quest, it's not the hardest quest in the world because the wiki, the locations don't change.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So in theory, right? In theory, when you dig at all these various locations, I've not done Enchanted Key is one of the few mini quests I've not done on my Iron Man because I think it's stupid and I don't want to do it.
I don't think I've done it.
Yeah. Tiki said it's an unfinished quest line, but also stupid.
F tier?
I don't like it's not offensively bad. It's just dumb. I would put this in like C tier maybe.
Okay. So kind of like Mistell and Mystery where it's like it takes you 30 minutes, but what's the point?
Yeah, this didn't need to be a mini quest.
Maybe that's what these are.
But if it is an unfinished quest line, get on it. Jagex, let's see the follow-up. Please.
Can you imagine well, it happens, but like it's pretty rare that a mini quest is the start of a quest series. Generally, you get those as regular quests.
But it's not a random mini quest.
Oh, is
this is a this you need to do making history to get this quest.
Oh. Interesting.
Now, making history, what is it about? Where you talk a major part of Kandarin's history. I feel like I've not done this quest in a million years.
Is this also a mini quest?
No, it's a real quest.
Oh, okay.
You talk to warriors and ghosts and
I
don't.
Is this where you talk to Khazard or whatever it is? General Khazard? Or is that a different one? Is that General Shadow?
That's General Shadow. Okay. This is Making History is a different quest. Tiki said it takes you back to the third age in a game that we can't say out loud for the well-being of our show. But it takes you back to the third age
of the other one.
And the other one. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see a continuation of this. For now, though, the C tier.
Mod Ed, if you're listening, hopefully you're not, because you love quests. But if you are, can we have it, please?
I mean, did Mod Ed make any of these quests? We have not had a new quest that is bad.
Man. He's the quest guy.
We've not had any new quests that are inherently bad off the jump.
Yeah.
I've not done the 3 new ones from Varlamore, but I feel like I would have found out by now if they sucked. Because they know with new quests in old school, there is cohesion in tone and storytelling.
Yeah.
Kind of like we sat at that panel.
Yeah.
Remember with Ed and Other and all them
and Rice
all the
was
other
there.
game mods there. I think Rice was there too. Yeah. It was really nice how they talked about this established foundation they have for quests.
Mm-hmm.
And just because they can deviate and make it fun with things like Ribboning Tail or Scrambled, that doesn't mean that they're going to wildly change the game when it comes to like putting these dumbass like rat catchers quests in there. Like they're doing a much better job of either making one-off stories interesting or making stories connect to others in unique and interesting ways. And that's good. I'm all here for that. So I don't think there is a quest post 2016, 2017 on here.
Yeah, these are
I'm being entirely honest.
These are all old quests. I was just about to make that note that like we're not seeing any new quests, at least in like this second coming of OSRS. I would say post like 2019 when the team was really, really starting to get established. There's nothing new. There's no new quests that are like old school exclusives on here that we've seen within the last 5 years. So all of these are older quests, either from the original RuneScape era or the early OSRS era.
Mm-hmm.
The next one on the list, though, Sheep Herder. This is annoying. I got to tell you, I don't know if this is one where you need to shoot them, but you definitely need to prod them to go into a certain cage or a certain pen. And I have a distinct memory of doing this quest live with you and TMD, I think. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do. I'm loading up the Iron Man to show the tile right now because I'm in the middle of a forestry event on the main. stands by.
Wasn't it that you guys came to help me to like body block the sheep or something?
You guys, Michael was, when I say struggling, I mean like you thought he was in the inferno. Michael was struggling to get this quest done because these sheep, like the sheep are relatively uncooperative to begin with, but today it was bad today. Like they truly did not do, like
The
Michael
pathing
was
off.
fighting for his life to get these sheep in the pen. So TMD and I were of course clowning on him the entire time because that's pretty funny. I got a level with you. That's pretty funny when you just straight up can't do it. Do I not have a good way to get to Ardoyan on my iron? Let me get some.
Go to your house and use your jewelry box and go to the fishing guild.
I don't have that tier of jewelry box, unfortunately. Let me get some water runes out in this bitch. I'm going to send the screenshot to the recording booth chat when I get there because I still have the tile marked. I believe they made this quest easier.
Oh, they did? Oh.
Like, I feel like something happened.
I'll check the
there
change
was like
log.
a rebalance or something that made this quest easier. I don't know if it's the way they like reprogrammed the sheep, but there was something about there's
no change log.
Sheep from Michael. I feel like something about this quest became easier, and I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, but something about this quest was made easier from when we last did it.
Yeah, there's no change log on the wiki, so your guess is as good as mine.
But maybe I'm just dumb and don't know what I'm talking about. Who knows?
Okay, on screen now is a screenshot of that tile. Stand here to block sheep for Michael. I wish there was a timestamp on there because that had to be
it was like so long ago.
2021. It was early in the account. It was
bad.
It was hilarious.
It was a rough time. It was a rough time for sure. But
okay, so that being said, pathing, herding sheep, I'm thinking it's not the worst, right? B tier or C tier. This could be our first A tier. Because I'm
going to call this C tier because this quest is annoying as shit.
Okay.
When the red ones get stuck in the little corner, maybe what they did was they changed the environment. I feel like they took something out, they moved some trees, they moved some rocks because the red ones were the fucking worst because they would get stuck in ways that you couldn't really manipulate the red ones. And then I think it's the blue ones that are off by the moss giants would just get close and be like, yeah, I'm going to turn around and just leave.
It's so bad.
And so this quest is old and infuriating because it is old. It is not difficult. This is a C tier quest, a C tier bad quest. Because like, could it be worse? 100,000,000%. It could be so much worse. But wow, could it be a lot better? They could put a gate on the other side of the sheep pen and it'd be amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, having to get them down where it's like this tiny sliver of land and then they have to round the corner. I do want to make a correction real quick. Morning's End Part 1 is the one where you shoot the sheep. This is not that one. Because you're like shooting them with disease or something, or you're curing them. I can't remember.
You're just coloring them different dyes.
Oh.
You're just re-dyeing the sheep, which is the point of Morning's End Part 1. And Morning's End Part 1, honestly, fine. Morning's End Part 1 is fine. This quest is a prerequisite to Song of the Elves, so you can't say that Sheep Herder doesn't have a legitimate purpose.
That's true.
You know?
It has a Grandmaster ending. So
this quest does a really good job of setting up a world in which this plague is very real and very frightening for people because you're just incinerating animals that you feel are infected, right? Like it does a very good job of like the clergy is involved, the fucking city council is involved, the farmers are involved, like narratively. From a world building angle, I think this quest is really good. From a gameplay angle, holy shit, does it feel bad?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Bad mechanics, bad quest.
Bad mechanics. Good God.
Up next, we have Prince Ollie Rescue. This is an addition from yours truly. Now, this is an old ass quest. This is old. I'm talking, I did this when I was like 13, 14, maybe. And I may be remembering childhood trauma, remembering this quest. But as a kid, I struggled with this one. And I just find it annoying that, like, you as the common person are tasked to go find this little princeling because he's run off and he's hiding and he's in jail and blah, 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 blah. Annoying. Just annoying. Now, the best reward from this quest is the fact that you don't have to pay the 10 GP to use the gate. And that gives it some redeeming qualities. But for the most part, I just remember as a kid dying to those damn jail guards because they were OP as hell when you were only like 15 combat trying to do this quest, and they targeted you from halfway across the map. So this could be like the first A tier quest. Like, it's not bad, but I just don't like it.
At about 11 o'clock in the morning, Michael sent me a DM, and it had all of the quests that he had on, and I added some on there, and I saw this quest, and I thought, if there's one definitive F tier quest on this list, it's Prince Ali Rescue.
Really?
I don't have words. I fucking hate this
I
quest
thought I was
because
gonna have to convince you.
Much like you, this quest was traumatically difficult for no reason as a child. It's the get a fucking bronze bar and a pink skirt and yellow dye and wool. It's just like,
yeah.
Even as a fully formed adult, I did this quest with a fully formed prefrontal cortex on like GIM and thought, wow, this still sucks.
I really thought I was going to have to convince you with this one.
Oxie, like he didn't know it. I was doing theater of blood. It's not like I didn't understand how combat worked. Did that stop the jail guards from beating me like a redheaded stepchild? No, because aggressive NPCs are aggressive until you are double or higher than their combat level.
Yep.
So when doing Prince Ali Rescue as a free-to-play player, you're almost never around 50 combat.
Right.
Almost never around 50 combat. Unless you rush waterfall quests and all that other stuff, but it's free to play, so you probably don't need to do that. I hate this quest.
This is bad.
I hate this quest. I really, really do. It is a prerequisite for contact, which I believe is a prerequisite for Beneath Cursed Sands. So that's an additional negative mark. You need this quest to do TOA. So like just in case it couldn't get any worse.
Oh my god.
This quest unlocks TOA. And honestly, I didn't even realize that when I looked at this. This is to me, this is an F tier quest. If you want to put up a fight to put it higher, go for it.
I was trying to censor myself. Like I was trying to.
I
literally thought
this
that
quest
you
so
were
much.
You were upset with me for like putting this on there because you're like,
I
couldn't see your face fully.
Genuinely,
like,
you just started talking about it, and I was like, I can't. I can try to be nice, but I hate this quest so much. And literally, the reward it feels so negligible at this point. And you're like, I understand. Like, oh no, I don't have 10 GP on me. Literally, kill 3 goblins, and you'll get 10 GP. It's such a stupid time save because, like, let's say, for example, I never had any teleports to get into Al-Kharid. I'm sitting on like a 5.2 bill bank. 10 coins is not going to make or break my financials.
No, it's the fact that you have to have the coins with you. And then if you forget them, the closest teleport is Lumber Square. And so it's like, it's the sheer fact that either you're bringing your gold with you or you're killing 3 goblins and hoping to get the 10 GP.
Honestly, I despise this quest on a level that cannot be understated. I am not a fan. I am not a fan of Prince Ali Rescue. This is an F tier quest. It unlocks TOA. It gives you no notable rewards. Because I'm also fairly certain it doesn't even give you it gives you 700 coins.
Wow. Hey. I mean, think of all the money you've saved not having to pay the 10 GP, though. A whole 30 coins.
Moving on. What is next? I hate this quest so much.
The other free-to-play quest that is pretty bad Goblin Diplomacy. This just feels like a shopping list of unnecessary proportions, right? You have to get all the dye, and you have to get, if you're an Iron Man, you have to get all the dye yourself, and you have to get the Goblin Mail as a drop, RNG.
I mean, you can get Goblin Mail for free within Goblin Village.
Oh, really?
Like,
okay.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple crates, so you can get Goblin Mail for free. The Goblin Mail wasn't the issue. I requested to add this quest this morning when I spoke with Michael about what we were going to do, because this quest sticks out to me from the Iron perspective, from the low level Iron Man perspective. As a main, buy the dies, buy the mails. This quest is literally 30 seconds long. It's a drop in the bucket. It's not that big of a deal. It's kind of quirky. It's kind of stupid. I don't like this quest because the UI around making dies fucking sucks. If they improved the dialogue box with Aggie and Draenor Village,
I think they did.
Did they?
I
honest
think
to God,
did.
I swear that's all they need to do.
Yeah.
And then
Tiki just confirmed you can use the items on her to get the die. You don't have to go through the dialogue. But that's a recent change. So
that is a very recent change. When I did this many moons ago, this did not feel that good. Recent, it's probably years ago. I'm sure I talked about it and hyped it up when it came out on the show because of how much I hated it. I put Goblin Diplomacy on here for that. So honestly, if they have adjusted this change as far as bad quests, we might have our first A, or dare I say S tier quest.
I'm fine with A. I don't know if we'll have an S tier quest other than
an S tier bad quest.
Yeah, like this could be the S tier bad quest. Because looking at the rest of them, there's I can't think of another S tier.
Oh wait, they changed this in March.
Oh,
so it wasn't even that low. It was 5
recent.
months. Either way, I remember I added Mod Light on Twitter. She asked, she literally asked on Twitter one day, like, what are some UIM change, or what are some UI changes that you guys would like? This was years ago. And I was like, hey, so I just made like 50 dies for my group Iron Man team because you need them for Ghost Ahoy, you need them for all these other random bullshit quests. I just made them for everyone on the thing. And I remember I replied, like, Aggie in Draenor Village has a horrible UI for making dies. If you guys could please make that not suck.
Yeah.
I think was like how I worded it. Like, that would be the most goated change you could make for low level GIM interfaces. And they finally have. Honestly, I think because they've made that change, and this quest is a drop in the bucket as a main account, because dies are pretty cheap. It costs what, like 3 or 4K to do this quest? You need an orange die and a blue die. Like, let's look up. Orange die is $285. Blue die is $299. Goblin Mail is $417. This quest costs under 2K to complete. This quest is a joke. This is an A or possibly an S, just because it is an iconic free to play quest.
Yeah. Is there any like follow up? I know RFD is part of the lineup here.
I mean, I think technically you need Goblin Diplomacy to get as far as the Land of the Goblins, I think.
Oh.
I think Goblin Diplomacy is a requirement. I think.
Is it a requirement for any of the Dorgishan ones?
I mean, Land of the Goblins is Dorgishan, so.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Tiki says, yes, you do, and you get Goblin Salute. So
you do get the Goblin Salute, but that's
reward.
From the Dorgishan quest.
Oh,
so yeah, you need this for the Lost Tribe, and then the Lost Tribe is everything else. So
cool.
Yeah, I mean, this could be.
Yeah, this is probably the one and only.
The one and only S tier good quest. There's
S-tier
probably
quest.
one more S tier. There's probably one more S tier bad quest, dude. We're swimming in shiny birds today. This is great. There's probably one more S tier bad quest. It might be an A tier bad quest. Do we want to talk about it now?
Yeah, we can.
We have to address the elephant in the room, or in this case, the gorilla in the room, when talking about this quest list. Michael has placed Monkey Madness 2 on this list here. Now, Monkey Madness 2 is a fun quest. Monkey Madness 2, there's an interesting boss fight there. It's the first real Grandmaster quest added to old school RuneScape. It's exciting, it's fun, you unlock demonic, but there's one part of Monkey Madness 2
2 parts.
That makes people want to pull. Michael says 2 parts. Now, this is what I was interested in. If you thought it was something other than the boat, take it away, baby girl. What about Monkey Madness 2 puts it on this worst quest tier quest?
Actually, 3 things. So the boat, that can be an unspoken, that is just ass, right?
It truly is. If you don't understand pathing and true tile, like I think I failed twice on the GIM. This shit took me forever on the main.
It was hours.
Because I was, again, not using Quest Helper because it didn't exist. I was using the fucking wiki trying to navigate this boat. And they're trying to, like, I was looking up guides on how to corner trick the guards. Yeah. Oh, God, it was bad.
Well, like, even like Slayer music. You watch a Slayer music guide, and he can't help you with your own timing. It's not like you can go, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. You just have to figure it out. Now, Quest Helper literally makes this part almost brain dead. And again, we're going off of the notion that Quest Helper doesn't exist and you have to do this on your own. Because like Quest Helper, it adds the blue line and then it shows you where to like duck in and hide, and it's quite nice. I did it recently on the GIM. But 2 other parts. 1, Neve dies. We lose Neve. Bad quest writing. Anytime you take out a character, and that's why I think While Gothic Sleeps, while it is iconic in the other game, it unnecessarily wipes out people who are like really cool characters. All for what? Like they just get Thanos snapped away. These are like god tier legendary NPCs.
I kind of disagree with that. I think when characters die, it actually puts emotional weight on the story. When you watch like a Disney movie, right? Are you ever worried the main character is going to die?
No.
Like, are you ever legitimately concerned that the main character in like a Star Wars movie is going to die?
Tiki's mad at me. Said it's about stakes. It's to make them mean something. What the freak are you on about, bro?
I mean, like we'll take a show like Moon Knight or something, like WandaVision, like a Disney Plus Marvel TV show. Are you concerned that those characters are going to die? No, of course not. No, you watch House of the Dragon.
Oh yeah, okay.
Does that feel a little bit more anxiety inducing?
Yeah.
Because there's this fear, there's this sense. Even in the first couple of episodes of House of the Dragon, you didn't even have to read Fire and Blood. If you knew about Game of Thrones, you knew that none of them motherfuckers are safe.
Yeah.
And when you have a quest like While Gothic Sleeps or Monkey Madness 2 or something like that, that takes these iconic characters, surely they're not going to do anything to Neve. Everybody loves Neve crushed by a stone.
It just felt random with Neve. I guess While Gothic Sleeps makes sense, and maybe that was the wrong example.
It shows the power of the person that you're facing, because you even use the example. You even use the example of getting Thanos snapped. When I left the theater of Infinity War in like April of 2018, I didn't even have any words.
Yeah, that was an experience.
When I left Infinity, we went to Coney Island afterwards. We went to the Coney Island, like off Grand River in East Lansing. And I literally sat there like,
what are we going to do? Yeah, it was that feeling. But I
didn't even have a response after Infinity War. Like, that was absurd. So for me, like, I don't know. I think the fact that, like, no, I don't want main characters to constantly die, because then it gets old and it is like bad writing after a while. But I feel like to tell a good emotional story, somebody has to pay the price eventually.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Which isn't always true. I watched the Muppets movie last night. I don't want Kermit to die in the Muppets, right? But like, there has to be some emotional weight to it, you know?
Yeah.
So it sucks that she dies.
That's the thing, though. I don't feel like there was any emotional weight, or, as Tiki keeps saying, there has to be stakes. I don't think that Neve dying was narratively relevant. I think
Oh,
maybe
you mean the super soldier with the fire cape and the Elysian's shield and the Zamorakian and Hasta who storms through Gnome Village with you, killing these tormented gorillas left and right, ripping them all to pieces, and busts into the crevice with you, kills the demonics, and is with you side by side going, what do you want, you short motherfucker? He drinks the serum and then kills her immediately. That's scary. Well, you got someone with the prowess of Neve who's like, hey, go kill Zuck for fun. I'm going to sit here and just hang out while you do. Who rips through the entirety of the Gluff invasion just to get killed by Gluff himself? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, man.
So okay. The Elysian Spirit Shield has a 70% chance of reducing damage to a player by 25%. On average, it results in 17.5% overall damage reduction. Passive effect is it stacks with adjusted armor. So she's wearing bandos. She's got an Ellie. She's got a fire cape. She's armored to the nines. The Ellie has a 75 crush defense. This is not like she has an Ellie, so she should have been able to survive it. I don't know, man.
But I think that's where you, again, we look at this from the different lens here. She's wearing at the time what is the best in slot melee armor, with the fire cape and unquestionably the most expensive, if not the second most expensive piece of gear in the game, second to the T-bow when this quest comes out.
Yeah.
Neve is decked out. Zamorakian Hasta, I'm pretty sure, is one of the few weapons that actually offers defensive bonuses as well as offensive bonuses. And she gets one banged? Aka fucking excuse me?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
What?
Well, here, Kieran says, well, of course, in terms of like there needs to be stakes, what Tiki said, they said, I don't disagree with that, but the randomness of Neve's death almost made it felt laughable, which I don't want to harp on this for too long. That was kind of a throwaway comment as to why I put Monkey Madness. The boat was the big like FU Jagex for why this is a bad quest. I don't think Monkey Madness is a bad quest. Parts of the quest are terrible. The Neve thing was a throwaway thing, but I guess it did spark a bigger conversation.
I think it definitely did, which is nice. I mean, I think, I don't know if I would call it like the randomness is what, like, oh, she died, it's so random. Like, it wasn't random. She died stopping an invasion. She picked up her weapons and said, all right, time to go kill some monkeys. Like, it wasn't random. She followed you in there.
Yeah.
And when you fight in war, unfortunately, that is the risk you take. And the fact that this NPC drank the serum and became so strong, it killed Neve in one shot, that's crazy. Happened in Wild Gothic Sleeps. You killed fucking Duradel in one shot? Who the fuck are you? What is this staff that you have that you just literally dusted? Thanos snapped all these main characters. I don't know. I don't like that Neve died, but I understand why. And I think it makes sense.
You know what would have been cooler is if she was actually fighting Gluff himself. Like narratively, rock falls on you, you're dead. Like there's no other way to spell that. But she doesn't even get a chance to have like a cool warrior's ending, like a fighter's ending. She's like standing over there in the corner fighting a demon. He does this little ground pound and then a rock falls on her and she's dead, crushes her. It would have been more narratively interesting for her to like, I'll save you, and then runs up and like has a couple of fights with the Gluff, blocks a foot, slashes his leg, and then he smashes her or something. I don't know. Narratively, it makes sense. There were stakes, but the rock falling on is like, ugh. We could harp on this for a lot longer. But the third thing that I think just makes this a bad quest is the fact that the only reasonable way to deal with the final boss mechanics is to basically cheese it. There's a lot of things in the game where safe spotting and cheesing is a viable method to do it, but I have not seen anything out there that tells you how you actually need to fight Gluff. He is so overpowered.
The boss fight is ridiculous. The boss fights in Monkey Madness 2 are absolutely absurd. I'll give you that. Boss fights between this guy and then the other Kruk guy, ridiculous. Like the fact that truly the strategy is just safe spot.
Yeah. Safe spot and like and like flinch and have a long a long range bow. It was underwhelming at to say the least. Underwhelming as far as like this could have been an interesting boss fight where you actually did have mechanics. Now, this being the first Grandmaster quest, it makes sense that they're trying to make it hard without introducing too much. Like the fact that we have Grandmaster quests like, I don't know, Desert Treasure 2, where there are interesting mechanics to a hard fight. In the solution is not just stand back far away, shoot it, and also bring a whole inventory of brews. You know?
The recommendations starting at phase 2 in order of best to worst, because you need to have a 10 tile radius. Twisted bow, Bofa, dark bow, hunter's sunlight crossbow, crystal bow, regular crystal bow, magic combo, or magic longbow. Mind you, when this quest came out, Bofa and sunlight crossbow didn't exist. So your options were have a T-bow, bring a dark bow, which was miserably slow and also kind of expensive, or do it the way I did it, which was a regular crystal bow. God, it felt so bad.
Yeah.
Boss fight did feel bad.
So where does that land us in terms of ranking? Because this to me is, again,
it was also in an instance where if you died, you lost everything when it came out. This is true. You did die when you died in an instance back in the day. I remember I did this quest. I believe I did Monkey Madness 2 the week after Gravestones came into the game. And I got killed by the demonic gorillas. And I've told the story before where I essentially would have lost everything I had. Yeah. I would have lost my Trident of the Swamp. I would have lost my blowpipe. I would have lost my RMs. Don't judge me. I didn't know what you killed demonics with. I brought my 2 best weapons. I would have lost everything. And I literally needed to take a break after I died to the demonics because I was like shaking. Because I just was like, holy shit, I just wiped. I just straight up, I wiped my account. This is horrible. Ugh. The more we talk about this quest, I don't know if this is an A tier quest. This could be a B tier quest. Is it a B tier quest? Is it lower than that?
To me, it could be B. We could put it in B because it's like it has so many pros that I think the cons are really just like annoying. Then to say like it's on the level of like, I mean, honestly, like if we're talking about annoyance, it could be C tier. I could put it as high as C tier.
Looking at the other, I guess I hate to make this comparison because it's one of the few that we can actually make the comparison with.
Yeah.
It is the 4th best GM quest in the game. Only being beat out, in my personal opinion, by Wild Gothic Sleeps, because I don't think Wild Gothic Sleeps is a Grandmaster quest as far as old school is concerned.
Right.
I think DS2, top tier. Song of the Elves, top tier. Dragon Slayer 2 has some really, really, really fun moments in it. Monkey Madness 2 is there, and then Wild Gothic Sleeps is mostly underwhelming.
Yeah.
So this, oh boy.
Well, okay. It could be A tier. It could be as high as A. It could go to B.
I think it's as high as B.
Okay.
I think at the absolute peak, it's B.
Okay.
But Michael, is Monkey Madness 2 a C tier bad quest?
Okay, but like when you look at this, anybody else who hasn't heard our explanation is really gonna scratch their head and be like, why is Monkey Madness in the C tier? Huh? No. I mean, if you listen to the explanation, it makes sense. But that's why I think it could go to either. So I'm happy to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that the pros kind of outweigh the we get Zenites from this quest. You get the seed pod from this quest. You get to walk around Apatol without a Gree. You get to do monkey agility. There's just so many good things. Like you get the hunter the torture gorilla hunter training method. There's just a lot of good things from this quest that I think the maze and the bad boss fight don't warrant it to be very high on this list.
Yeah. Okay. B tier. B for Bunky. What do we got next, Michael?
Okay, so I have to preface this with, now that we're not censoring cuss words, this is not in correlation, right? But I told Oxie last week that I'm test driving it a little bit. So if you are listening, I don't want to jump scare you, but I fucking hate Rag and Bone Man. It's up there.
Oh my God. It's been said on the podcast, folks. Holy shit. What a day.
What a day.
What a wonderful day. Oh, my microphone fell again. I swear to fucking God.
Oh no, it fell. I'll keep talking. So these used to be mini quests. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you've been around the block long enough to realize and remember that these used to be a mini quest. And it was the only mini quests that you actually needed to get your quest cape. I may be remembering this completely different than what reality is, but in my headcanon, you needed Rag and Bone Man and Rag and Bone Man 2, which were mini quests, in order to achieve your quest cape. But then they moved them into the main quest list. Getting the parts is not annoying. Killing the monsters is not annoying. It's fine. There's a lot. Why we needed a second Rag and Bone Man is beyond me. Why we needed a second quest to follow up one of, in my opinion, one of the stupidest quests. So it's, in my opinion, one of the worst quests in the game. Why we need a second one? Without Oxie's, without his input, because he's currently struggling with his microphone, which I think at this point, Oxie, we just need to get you a new one in the mail. Because this is
I need to
ridiculous.
get me a new microphone stand because this is driving me insane.
Third time this has happened. These are going straight into the F tier.
Okay, here's the deal.
Fuck Rag and Bone Man.
I concur. Fuck Rag and Bone Man. I concur with F tier Rag and Bone Man. But I would like to emphasize that gathering the individual parts is truly not the worst part of this quest. I like the idea of giving you a checklist, especially for new players, to go around and kill 50 new monsters you've never seen before. I kind of like that because it kind of forces you to interact with pieces of content that normally you wouldn't. Bleaching the bones is fucking horrible. Now, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say some controversial shit. Michael.
Oh no.
Are you ready for some controversial shit?
Yeah.
Rag and Bone Man 2 has been in RuneScape since 2006. In April, it will be 20 years since Rag and Bone Man 2 came out. I think if they found a way for us to bleach all of the bones at once in a big bleaching pot without needing to do the individual vinegar, whatever bullshit, I think we are at this point in our game's life cycle due for Rag and Bone Man 3. I think we are due for Rag and Bone Man 3. I think Rag and Bone Man 3 featuring Zaya monsters, featuring Varlamore monsters, featuring monsters from Fossil Island. I think a Rag and Bone Man 3 with, like there are Slayer requirements on this too, right? Could you imagine a special worm bone and a special jaguar bone and a special gemstone crab fragment for the quest? Maybe that one might be a little bit much, but like think of all the new places that have been added in the last 20 years, right? An ammonite crab bone, an ammonite crab shard, right? I think there is so much potential for Rag and Bone Man 3 to get new players to interact with new parts of the game that, like, low key, I think it kind of would be good. I kind of think it would be good if they had a Rag and Bone Man 3. However, the bleaching mechanic is genuinely the worst part of the quest. If you just had to collect them and bring them back to him,
okay, agreed,
that'd be fine. You know what? I think what a good balancing act would be, right, is you get the bone sack from the end of the quest, because now you can get both the ram helmet and the bone sack. I think for this quest, when you get the bone sack, the first part of Rag and Bone Man 3 is you have to go collect 50 different bones or 30 different bones or whatever it is from new monsters around Gillinar, Custodia Stalkers, fucking drakes or whatever. Drakes is again a huge requirement. Maybe not drakes, but like you guys get what I mean, right? Monsters that weren't around in 2006. You get all these bones, and then you get back, and he says, "Hey, what if we built a big pot?" And you have to utilize construction and crafting and smithing in order to build just a giant, like a kiln, like a bleaching kiln. And you use materials from various parts of the game. You build this big bleaching kiln, and the guy from Draenor Fortunato comes in and he's like, "Look at all this fucking vinegar I got right here." And he fills the pot, and you just bleach it all at once you go get it. And then from there, with the boiling pot of vinegar, maybe put a boss fight in it. Honestly, Rag and Bone Man 3, give us a skeletal horror and put a fucking boss fight in Rag and Bone Man 3 from all the bones this crazy guy has been collecting. And that's the culmination of you having to do all this dumb shit, is maybe you get a new piece of like bone armor that has like a 2% chance to save bones when using them on an altar or something like that, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're cooking. But I think what it could do, Rag and Bone Man 3 could introduce dinosaurs. Because now you've looked at all these bones, and he's like, "Let me show you my favorite bone, see?" And it's a fossil.
I've said that once or twice. Am I right, fellas?
It's a fossil. And he's like, "And there's this little piece of sap on it, and there's got some DNA from a dragon. I mean, a dinosaur." To me, continuing the storyline seems pointless unless they give you something that can like really, really, really benefit your account. Because the bone sack and the ram skull,
making Rag and Bone Man 3 require like 80 Slayer genuinely would be hysterical. Rag and Bone Man 3, but you need a fucking abyssal demon spine or something.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Like Rag and Bone Man 3,
it'd be a grandmaster
as a mini quest, because you can't gatekeep the quest keep behind 80 Slayer. That's absurd.
So okay, but they're not going to make Rag and Bone Man 1 and 2 main quest list and then put the third one.
But why not?
Because that's there's no precedent for it. There's not a sequel or
there was. They literally used to be mini quests.
I know they used to, but what I'm saying is, if that were to happen, and I would be okay with it if this happened, they move them back to the mini quest list. But then again, mini quests don't.
But then that messes up the amount of quest points that are in the game for Slayer blocks, so that could be a problem. I think you give it Rag and Bone Man 2. You required to have 40 Slayer. We make Rag and Bone Man 3, you have to have 60 Slayer because you need a bat or bone, or 62 Slayer because you need a worm bone as like the hardest, most like aspirational piece of content, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Rag and Bone Man 3. I think that, and then like I said, you give it a boss fight at the end, so you know what this weirdo's been cooking up the entire time. Make it turn on him, and then make him, I don't know, eat him or something. And then you have to fight this boss, and you get some sort of reward, or it's a repeatable boss fight or something. Like,
maybe you can show him. Maybe you can show him your bone crossbow and your bone dagger, and he like augments them and makes them better.
The bone boss after the quest could do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
because I think we kill the strange old man or whoever they are.
Finally get him out of this world. But who would you finally turn in your bones to for the necklace, the giant soul amulet or whatever?
The big guy.
You give him
the bone guy after Rag
the
and
bone guy
3.
becomes the new bone man.
Yeah, the bone guy that's been in the bag the whole time. He's got all his bones now. So
the guy in the bag.
Yeah,
I forgot about
the bone guy in the bag. He's the one that comes to life.
Oh, dude. Okay, now you're making me kind of want this. That's so bad.
I've said for years that if given the opportunity to storyboard stupid ass content for Jagex, I would take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's true. We have to move on because
we do. We have
a couple left, and
we're yapping. We got to move on.
We're yapping. I didn't put Eagle's Peak on here. Oxie did. So I'm gonna let you take this one away.
I don't like it.
I get that.
I don't like the puzzles. I don't like it. I would put this quest in the C tier because I don't like the puzzles. And I honestly think the birds also look bad. This truly, it's one of those like, do I have major critiques of some of these quests? Absolutely. This to me, I just don't like it. I've done it a couple of times and I still don't like it.
Yeah.
I'd stick that bitch in the C tier.
The only redeeming quality of Eagle's Peak is it did stop bots from like immediately going to chins for a little bit because you have to route them through this quest to get box traps. So chin bots, they have to work a little bit harder because Eagle's Peak is required for box traps.
Band-Aid fix.
Only, yeah, it's only a slight redeeming quality. Band-Aid fix for sure.
Band-Aid fix, C tier quest. What do we got next, Michael?
Regicide, which is arguably not the worst, but it does make you go through Underground Pass. So maybe we should do Underground Pass first, and then we'll talk about Regicide. That's what we're doing. We're doing Underground Pass. I don't think this is the worst quest in the world, but I also don't think it's any higher than D. Like it could go in the F tier if you really want to, but it as one of those quests that you kind of have to do in the early game, maybe the mid game, it kind of forces you into this place where do you spend 40 hours training agility to save yourself a few falls and a few heartaches, or do you just go in there with like 50 agility and like want to pull your hair out and knock your head against a wall? That's your choices. Because the Underground Pass has so many unnecessary agility checks that getting through the pass even once is a chore, let alone having to do it for other quests. Thank goodness there's other ways to get to Letia in the Elflands, and you can just bypass the Underground Pass for the most part. But to me, this is a D tier. This could be right up there with like the annoyance of the Darkness of Hallowvale's tile Myridich annoyance.
I would put Underground Pass in the D tier. Honest to God, because looking at the wiki page, Regicide is just so much fucking worse. Like, I knew Regicide was bad because you had to go through the forest, and then you mentioned Underground Pass, and I'm like, holy shit, you do go through the Underground Pass in Regicide.
Yeah.
And then you have to make the fucking barrel of naphtha.
Yeah.
But you have to do it twice because you need it for another quest.
Yeah.
Regicide, oh, goddamn, dude.
And if you mess it up,
you take like a shitload of damage, right?
No, you go back and you have to make it again.
Oh my God, it's awful. It's genuinely awful. So while Underground Pass gets a D tier for being one of the worst early game quests you have to do, you do get Iban's Blast, which on an Iron Man is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Regicide, you get fuck all, I'm pretty sure. Literally, the reward from Regicide is
you get to do the elf quests. That's your
hold
reward.
on. Okay, hold on, guys, back up. You can wield the Dragon Halberd.
Woo! What's the one where you get the crystal?
And I
halberd?
guess you never have to do the Underground Pass again.
Yeah.
It's Roving Elves. That's
Roving
the next
Elves,
one.
That's true.
So, yeah. So Regicide is vile. Regicide is an F tier quest. No notes. Regicide is an F tier quest.
Get it out of here.
There's one more quest in this quest line that we need to discuss.
Oh.
And that is what was historically labeled as one of the worst quests in the game. MEP 2. Morning's End Part 2.
That's a good follow-up to Regicide.
Morning's End Part 2. Morning's End Part 2 is definitely one of the quests that's ever been put in old school RuneScape.
Is it going to sit like comfortably next to Regicide? Because that's where I want to put it.
Jesus Christ.
Does Quest Helper make it any better? Probably. But that's not the point.
Quest Helper makes it more...
checks.
Quest Helper makes it more convenient because you don't have to constantly look over at the fucking wiki.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Quest Helper doesn't level your agility.
Yeah.
And I forgot about the Death Altar. I forgot about the Death
taking like
Altar.
the random items to this dude?
50 fucking items.
That's ridiculous.
And then if you mess up the crystal, you have to go through it again if you don't leave the door unlocked with the crystal.
Less.
I feel like this genuinely was horrible. Guardians of the Rift actually made that better, Kieran said in the recording booth chat. I agree. However, I don't think OSRS Death Talisman, I don't think you can buy a Death Talisman from Guardians of the Rift until after you finish Morning's End Part 2. Correct me if I am wrong. You can buy one of them noted, and
they said you can buy
if
a
the player has
talisman.
not completed. Okay, so you get it as a drop. Oh, God. You get it as a drop from the thing, but if you have not completed Morning's End Part 2, it will be replaced with an air talisman from the Rewards Guardian, from Guardians of the Rift. Now, the shop, I'm pretty sure you can buy shit from the shop. Can you buy one of these from
Kieran
the
said you
actual
can
shop
buy
itself?
You can just buy a catalytic talisman, and it does the same thing.
Does it?
Yeah.
Hot dog.
From the recording booth.
From the booth, it did make it better. And that is a nice, it's a nice little bonus. It does not, however, solve the agility problem.
It doesn't. Does it make it D tier, though? Because you have to do Guardians of the Rift, which is not any
it doesn't.
better.
It doesn't make it D tier. Because it's like, hey, do you want to do the same amount of agility, but now instead of going on a shopping spree, runecraft instead? Hey, I'm not going to shoot you in the foot, but how does a knife to the leg sound?
Hey,
think about it.
Could be good.
Either way, you have to run a mile.
Could be fun.
It sucks.
Yeah.
So this is an F tier quest, and it's so astonishing that so much of the elf line are notably just so dog shit.
But then Song of the Elves is so cool.
It's crazy because on this list right now, we have Sheep Herder, a C tier quest, Underground Pass, a D tier quest, Regicide, F tier, Morning's End Part 2, F tier, Roving Elves, and Morning's End Part 1 are not really memorable. Plague City is kind of iconic. Biohazard has the cool twist that there is no plague. This quest line sucks cheeks until Song of the Elves. And then suddenly, the ugly kid got real hot as an adult.
You can't forget the light puzzle in Song of the Elves. That's quite annoying.
But it felt like it had to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The light puzzle doesn't feel great in Song of the Elves, but Song of the Elves doesn't have the same, it needs to be iconically bad in that way. But the rest of the quest for Song of the Elves is so much more well-rounded and narratively interesting, and there's fun combat, and there's cool moments that, yes, the maze sucks. But I don't think it's as bad as Morning's End because there's not nearly as many agility checks, I feel.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm biased because I just like Song of the Elves better, but it's wild that this quest evolves into such a wonderful Grandmaster.
Truly. And it's like the next one because you got Morning's End Part 2 and then Song of the Elves. If I'm not mistaken.
Kieran says narratively, the Elf quest line is one of their favorites, which is a good decision. Narratively, the Elf quest line is great, but it's talking about it versus playing it. They say this episode is making me realize they are not fun to play through. Fuck no, they're not. Fuck no, they are not fun to play through. They are brutal to play through.
Yeah, you're just doing it to get to Prif. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Truly, it's the light. It's the only reason you suffer through all of the Elf quest line because the dialogue and stuff within Song of the Elves is pretty cool. If you haven't actually read through that quest and you spacebarred the whole thing, I'm very sorry for you. But the quest itself is pretty cool because you have this council of all these elves and you bring back one from the dead to fight Seren and there's corruption and then you get to fight a demigod or she's actually a god. I don't know. She's this the shadow of a god. I can't remember, but it's a fun quest. The light puzzle's not the worst. It's predictable. There's a way to solve it. It's not random. It didn't make it to the list because it's a good quest. But Morning's End Part 2, not a good quest.
Misery. We've got 6 more to get through, Michael, and some of them are pretty quick and straightforward and why they're awful. However, there is one that I feel like we saved for the very last because I feel like it is, again, universally one of the more hated ones.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Fremennik Trials, Michael?
Well, I didn't add this one, and I was scratching my head a bit But then I remember
did.
this is One Small Favor light, where you just have to, I don't know, you feel like a little bitch boy running around doing all these errands for people. It's like, yeah, I'll do the thing you want me to do, but first you got to go talk to this guy and get my bit back, you know? And then you get to the guy to get his back, and he's like, but now you have to like kiss my feet. I'm like, what?
This quest
real,
is infuriatingly annoying. This quest is I've never liked Fremnic Trials. From the time I was a kid, when I was doing it again on my GIM for the first time, I thought this quest was dumb. I wasn't a fan of it. I'm still not a fan of it. Every time I have done Fremnic Trials, I think to myself, wow, this quest sucks.
You get the Nezzy.
No, that's Fremnic Isles.
Okay, never mind.
Fremnic Trials is really just the bitch boy errand quest of like, I don't know if you're good enough to hang out with me. Why don't you do me a bunch of favors and prove it? Like, fuck you. I don't even really want to be here. You know, like I don't like the Fremnic Trials.
Okay.
I would put this quest in the C tier because
I was thinking
not
D
liking
tier.
it. Listen, if you want to put it in the D tier, I'm not going to argue.
Let's do it.
Fremnic Trials sucks.
Yeah, D tier.
Yeah. Fremnic Trials literally just being forced to do errands so you can sit at the cool kids table. Fuck you, D tier.
D tier. Next up, Tourist Trap. I just don't like the concept of this quest. This like slaves and people being held against their will, and like they're in the desert, and it does have the creepiest cutscene where you have literal salad fingers with the barrel. Was it like Amy or something? And she's like peeking outside of the. It's like that and Eyes of Gluffery, where it's like the only time hands are really shown in the game, and it
for good reason. They really shouldn't be.
It makes you realize why they're not. Yeah.
Just give me my naked round mitts. Hands are not something that's meant to be animated in old school RuneScape.
They do not do a good job with hands in this game. So, Tourist Trap for me,
this is a C tier quest. I also don't like this quest that much. So
it could go in the B, but yeah, I think C tier is correct.
Yeah, like there's the whole like, hey, there's slaves in this quest. That's not great. Nobody likes that. It's also got bad gameplay. So like, adding salt to the wound. Enlightened Journey. Jesus Christ.
Is this because you're bad? Because I don't think this quest is that bad. Are you just bad at the balloon minigame?
The thing is, I'm not even bad at the goddamn minigame because on the wiki, it tells you exactly what to do.
Yeah, it does.
It tells you exactly what to do on the wiki. So because of that, it's not that hard to do. But the stress of failing and having to go back is miserable. Miserable. Not a fan.
What are you?
Not a fan of it. What am I poor? I might be. Honestly, not a fan. Also,
A tier.
You and your willow branches can eat my ass.
Oh my gosh.
You mean to tell me I need an obscure, time-gated farming resource? Eat my ass. I don't want to get that fucking resource. Oh, actually, if you're a main, you can buy it. Yeah, that's me saying that. If you're a main, you can buy it. I'm pretty sure. But honestly,
somebody had to get it.
Fuck you. Right? Somebody had to get it to sell it to me. I don't like Enlightened Journey, and you have to spend the entire thing on Entrana looking like a pacifist bitch.
That's true.
I would put this quest in the B tier because is it the worst thing in the world? No.
It's not.
But also, fuck.
It's up there with Monkey Madness 2. I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like this is probably A tier. This has to be A tier. Just because you're bad.
Bro.
I didn't struggle at all with the balloon. Maybe I died once. Maybe I crashed once.
I didn't even crash. I didn't. It's not. Again, this quest is a joke with Quest Helper.
It's bad interface.
I just don't like the stress. I don't like the stress. I don't like it.
What's the point?
You want to stick it?
What does it get you?
That's another thing.
Prereq.
The transport system is stupid because you have to stick logs in there, but you can only travel with certain kinds of logs to certain location. Fuck you. Not a fan of Enlightened Journey.
Just-
one bit.
Let's just keep it in the A tier, though. I think, okay, so I did actually use the transportation system to make most of the planks on my early construction grind for Song of the Elves. I started in Castle Wars, used it to get to the sawmill in Varrock, and then used it to get back. So, in terms of usefulness, it had a use for me.
And then you never touched it again.
And never again, you know?
All right, Michael, would you like, swamps are a part of nature. Swamps are an important part of nature. Swamps are good. Would you like a dark, scary swamp or a wonderful, lovely forest?
I would take the forest.
You take the forest. Garden of Tranquility. How do you feel about this quest?
So I feel like I added this one, or maybe you did.
I did. Because I remember I'm walking around the farmer's market. I'm like, where's Garden of Tranquility? I hate that shit.
I think I thought to add this one, but I was like, okay, it's like not that bad. But you're right. It deserves to be here. The fact that you have to push that bitch all the way from Falador, that statue, for King Rolled nonetheless.
Yeah, it involves King Rolled. Fuck that guy.
So you have to push the thing all the way from, you have to steal a statue from Falador. What did Falador ever do to you? And then you have to wait for all the stuff to grow. It does give you a pretty healthy farming boost, which is nice in the early game. So this one, C tier, I could be convinced for C tier. You'd have to really convince me for D tier, though.
Listen, I don't think I need to fight for D tier. I don't think it's that bad. Michael perfectly listed off all the reasons this quest sucks ass. Also, it's not completable in leagues most of the time, and boy, does that piss me off.
Oh, right, because you need Mistell and Asgarnia.
But what else does it mean? It means you can't do the fucking Zamorak Master Clue step.
Oh,
so you can get the Master Clue step, but you can't complete it because I don't think it works if the garden isn't done.
Gotcha.
So this quest is nothing but bad blood for me. I think it's stupid. I think it's C tier, not a Garden of Tranquility enjoyer.
Garden of Torture, really. And again, it's all for King Rolled, which just makes this
genuinely King Rolled. The only redeeming quality about King Rolled is I like his dialogue when you're kicking his ass in the Nightmare Zone. Yeah. A member of the Phoenix Gang. I don't know why. That's one of my favorite lines. I love when he says that as I smack him with my Darrock's great axe. I couldn't tell you why. I just do.
Yeah.
Shades of Morton.
Shades of Morton. I avoid this quest like the plague.
Good. There's a plague in Morton.
There's a plague in Morton
quest.
Pun intended, actually. No, I mean, like, it's not bad, but most of the time you're doing it on an early account so that you have a use for your Terramint. That's really what it boils down to. Getting this quest done, like, at the time that you do it, but it is quite annoying having to kill the shades and then repair the temple. And
repairing the temple is what ruins the quest for me. You want to know why? If Shades of Morton, like the Shades of Morton world, if that were to die today, you can't finish the quest.
That's so true.
The quest is inherently not completable. This quest is very stressful to do in leagues.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have other people helping you get the favor for the olive oil,
you literally
or whatever,
can't do it yourself.
You can't.
Wow.
You can't do it by yourself. There are so many shades that spawn. You as one person cannot feasibly hope to fight them all off and repair the temple and get the sanctity up. This quest is so determinate on other players.
Yeah.
In a bad way. Like, yeah, I know Shield of Arav, technically you need other players. Heroes Quest, you technically need other players, but like you could create an alt account and join the other gang for those two quests. If you really wanted to do it by yourself, you genuinely cannot rebuild the temple doloing or soloing.
Yeah. I bet you if it ever did die, like if that world just ceased to become relevant, that Jagex would have to do something about it. They'd have to step in and make some sort of patch that allowed you to solo it. Because that's actually quite ridiculous. And that to me, just the sheer fact that there's a circumstance and there's a world where this quest is uncompletable, D tier.
I could go with that. We've got one to go.
We've made it.
And all of you already know what the quest is. It's been mentioned. And you already know what quest we are talking about. We are talking about one small favor. Now, normally I would ask Michael where he thinks his quest goes, but I'm going to come out of the gate with a controversial, a spicy controversial opinion.
Okay.
One small favor does not go lower than the C tier.
Oh. In terms
One
of
small
you
favor.
think that C is the highest that it will go. C tier.
C is the lowest it will go.
Oh.
Or the highest, whatever it is. So
we're kind of backwards here.
We are kind of backwards, unfortunately. So I say it will go as low as C because this could be a B tier quest. Because truly, I don't mean to sound like a bitch and tell you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get over it. It's not that bad. It is a running joke in the RuneScape community that one small favor is a bit of a cringy and it's a cringy and kind of difficult quest. And in a lot of ways, people are correct. But I think it's more cringy and difficult if you don't know it's coming. I think this has a history of being a frustrating quest because when it first came out, I imagine nobody knew and it just kept going and going and going and going. And you give a mouse a cookie and suddenly you have to kill a giant rock monster. Like it's annoying. But in the modern age of old school RuneScape, one small favor is just essentially a set track that you go down and then come back on.
Yeah.
And if you're prepared for the quest, it's not particularly difficult to do. There are no overly difficult boss fights in the quest. There are no overly difficult locations to get to. You don't go inside the Karazi jungle, I'm fairly sure. Some of the dialogue is kind of funny, right? Some of the dialogue is kind of funny, especially at the very end where he's like, I literally just asked you for one small favor. And that iconic bit of dialogue carries into pretty much every other quest in the game where somebody mentions the phrase, I just have one small favor to ask you.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's a nice little, like, interesting running joke that occurs. You get to make Guthix Rest. You get the steel key ring. You get the gnome glider. Like, the rewards from the quest really aren't anything to write home about. But genuinely, if you're prepared to do this quest, if you have the teleports and you're prepared to do this quest, this is not an F tier quest.
No,
It's really not.
Agree. I think that there is a bit
in
of
2005 when this bitch came out. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
it was probably miserable.
It's more of a meme, I would say. Like I think we just collectively agree, but we don't remember why we agree. You know what I mean? It's like,
I think we know why we agree. It's a long shopping list of quests and it's a lot of annoying shit. I think this quest belongs on the bad quest tier list. No question about it. On the flip side, this could be a B or C tier quest because here's another controversial opinion. Its status as a meme has solidified it as more interesting.
Yeah.
Because every time you see, I just have one small favor to ask you, go,
I see.
And we've been getting a kick out of that joke for literally 20 years. One Small Favor came out in, I want to say, February of 2005. For over 20 years, we have been able to get a kick out of this joke. And I don't know, man. I think because of that and because the quest really is not that hard to do, I don't know. This quest is bad, but I think it's become so bad it's good.
Oh. You live like so long to see yourself become the villain or the hero. What is that?
I don't think it's quite the die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I think it's like, you ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean? Captain Barbossa in the first movie is a bad guy and he's objectively bad and he's the villain and nobody likes him. And then by the end of the third movie, he's actually one of the good guys and in future films returns as a protagonist because they bring it. That's what One Small Favor feels like. One Small Favor feels like the villain from season 1 that was really bad and annoying, but then came back to help the characters at the end.
Like
you're thinking it too. Zuko. It's Prince Zuko is One Small Favor. I knew as soon as your eyes lit up, I'm like, he's going with Avatar because it's another, 100%. I don't think one small favor is that bad. I'd vote to put it in the D tier, but I would compromise with the C tier. Michael, give us your thoughts on one small favor.
Well, I think it did. Like, it's become a meme, and it's really, as an adult, like I did this quest and I was gearing up as an adult.
For like the worst quest ever,
yeah,
right?
I'm like,
you're mentally preparing yourself. You're like, okay, this is gonna be the fucking worst. And then like an hour goes by and you're like,
you have stamina potions, you have the list of items that you need, you have the quest. Like, you, even if you're doing it with the wiki, like Quest Helper made it arguably laughable, but like even with just the wiki, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. And the fact that this came out in 20 years ago, and I'm just imagining some potentially young dev, maybe even people that we know who are still with Jagex, making this quest, writing the dialogue, being like, hee, it's a pun. We're gonna send them on one small favor. It's just funny.
But okay, it's funny though, right?
It's funny. Yes.
It's objectively kind of funny.
Yes. Yeah.
That they're like, you know what? Fuck these players. We're gonna make them go all over the world.
Yeah. Like, as a game developer and a quest writer, I think this would be comedy. This would be comedic gold to put this in the game and be like, hey guys, the quest is called One Small Favor. You're gonna like it. And then 2 hours later,
I feel like it's how we name our bingo tiles.
yes,
Or we come up with like,
yes,
like, wait, you thought bingo was supposed to be fun? It's like shit like that. All right, I don't know. Maybe we're just old and jaded and have played this game for a long time, or maybe we just want to be counterculture for the sake of being counterculture. I don't think Michael and I are going to put this anywhere below the C tier.
I would, for the meme, I was gonna say let's put it in the B tier.
You know what? Let's do it. One small favor in the B tier to wrap up our list of what we feel are truly the worst quests in old school RuneScape. We did 24 of them. There are a lot of them. How many of them are there in total?
182, I think.
Like 173.
Oh, okay. Nice.
There's 100. You weren't too far off. 173 quests in the game. We chose what we feel are 24 of the worst. Did we get all of them? Possibly. Possibly not.
Well, it's subject to opinion at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, this is true. It's very opinion based, and I think we did a fantastic job with this. And this might be the first time we did a tier list from Michael and I don't want to kill each other at the end.
Yeah, well,
this is remarkable.
It's hard to fight for something that's bad. Like, I feel bad for lawyers who have to defend, like, you know, pedophiles and murderers, because I'm like, dude, he killed someone. Like, what am I gonna do? You know, but like, these are bad quests. What am I gonna do? Defend it?
You know, in a lot of ways, I do agree. I think we managed to make it through the first half of this episode in pretty decent time, with only about 2 hours 15 on the recording track at the moment. And Michael and I were keeping the beds pushed together tonight. You know, so I think it's been a successful tier list overall.
There you go. Love it.
But we'll put this somewhere, maybe in the Xpwaste chat. And as always, we will link the link to this exact tier list that we made, so you guys can make your own and tell us about it within the Xpwaste chat, within anywhere in TNL.
Yeah, send us your screenshots.
And just let us know. Send us your screenshots, put them in. Where do you feel like they belong? Interested to see where people put some of the heaters, like One Small Favor or Regicide, because Regicide may be the second worst quest in the game, with Rat Catchers being number one. Regicide, God, I hate that quest. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. How do you feel about going to break, Michael?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's go to break. We will be back with some community-centered content, and we will see you all We'll see you all very soon after this. Bye.
The giant spiders keep ruining my quests. I can't take it anymore.
Tell me about it. I can't even mine without those aggressive scorpions attacking me.
You getting tired of being ambushed by creepy crawlies? Well, look no further. Introducing the one and only Splat Masters. I know I ain't the only one that's been pestered by unsightly scorpions and Alcarid. Splat Masters can take care of that faster than a carpet ride to a cactus. And I don't know about you, but I noticed ever since Scurrius broke out of the gate in the sewer, I've been seeing more rats in my house. Splat Masters will come in, set up, and get it handled with our state-of-the-art Splat Master Cannon 9000. And I know what you might be thinking. A cannon? Ain't that gonna tear down my house? Don't worry, we got you covered. Just give us a call at our sister company, Build Masters, and we'll get you set up with a quick repair for a measly 2 million GP, of course. Now, what are you waiting on? You gonna sit there and let these mice chew holes in your walls, or you gonna give Splat Master a call and we can tear it down before they even get a chance to tear a hole in it? I mean, get rid of the rats. Cut that out. Now, don't wait too long, you hear? I just got one of these prepaid phones with about 4 days left on it. To be honest with you, I ain't had a customer yet, so I don't know how I'm gonna pay for next month. Splat Masters can handle all your extermination needs, from rat to scorpions to the man in Lumbridge if the price is right. So give us a call or send a carrier pigeon if it's been more than 4 days. Splat Masters. We might not hit the mark, but we sure make splat.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break because I know that I sure did. Now is the part of the episode, folks, the second half here, where we no longer talk about tier lists. We do talk about a different kind of tier, and that is the tier of Patreon subscriber that you could be. Beep, 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 beep.
That was a buttery smooth
God,
transition.
What you
Wow.
damn right it was. God, we're good at what we do. Anyways, folks, now it's time that we shout out some of the patrons. On screen right now are the Wise Old Men patrons. We don't have any new Wise Old Men, so we won't be calling any Wise Old Men out by name this week specifically. But the names that you see on screen right now are some of the folks who are joining us here in the recording booth chat on this fine Saturday afternoon to listen to their two favorite old school RuneScape podcasters talk about some of their least favorite quests in the game. Moving on to the people that we will be shouting out, though, starting with the KBD tier, the folks who originally just got a shout out, and then honestly, they still just get a shout out. But you're still wonderful.
Hold on. Did you even thank the Wise Old Men? I don't even think
did.
you said thank you.
Well, you know what? Now I'm taking whatever thanks I had back.
What?
So work harder, Wise Old Men tier. You heard me. Work harder. Anyways, shouting out to the KBD tier now. Shouting out the KBD tier now. Starting by name, we have our friends Two to Fly, Six Dicks Insider, Brooks 70, my dad. Hi, Dad. Cloud Kicker, Crash Out Jack, Dr. Muffin PhD, Elite Oreo Dunker, a new KBD patron this week, Kieran, who's hung out with us today throughout the duration of the recording, our third favorite Patreon supporter, Ralph, Run Metal 15, Ryan M, Rylithian, Sparky Life, and the Big G Jordy. Thank you guys specifically so much for supporting at the tier that you guys do. You guys are fantastic. Way better than them stinky wise old men. I'm kidding. I love the wise old man tier, but now I can't thank you this week. I'm sorry. It's what you get. Moving on now to our final and highest tier of Patreon supporters. Is it shirt time yet, Michael?
No, I don't.
I'm not 100% sure.
We're in Q3, so we got a couple more months until the next shirt.
Either way, we got to cook with a shirt design for the patrons this week. In the Big Bad Jad tier, as Michael calls it, we would like to offer a special extended warm, sloppy, wet thank you to Captain Crash, Flood Day, Here to Please Oxie 666, Kyrandia, Mithril Fork, Petite River, Rain Falls Red, Soggy Waffles, the S tier Deviled Egg, and Woloznik. Thank you guys so much for your support at the Jad tier. Like we said, hopefully there is a shirt design coming within the next 2 months that is good, if that makes sense. I feel like the last one that we did was just sort of
cool
last minute.
But it's very last minute, yeah.
It was very last minute. It was cool. It was hand designed by Michael, but it was very last minute. So we want to get a good t-shirt design out there for you guys. Then who knows? Maybe that sparks new merch. Who's to say? But you guys are all wonderful. If you would like to be as wonderful as most of the tiers, except for that wise old man tier, am I right? You can head over to patreon.com/Xpwaste. You can support for as low as $1 a month. Shout out to the gnome children. Michael, Big Dog, it's community question time, and it's time for you to read off the answers to the community question.
That is very true. Last week, we asked you guys if you could have a league style game mode in another game, what would you do and what would the mechanics be? I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what the question was. Thank you. Shout out to Tiki for that one. So, starting on Spotify, we have a few answers here. First off, Gert says, give me a Stardew Valley League. I know it's primarily a single-player game, but it's a game that does nonstop gameplay very well. As for that fun question, one must imagine the agility skill are happy. No, so calling back to the fun question last week, every single time I've sneezed this week, I'm like, there goes 500K. There goes another 500K. There was one day I was up to like
a lot,
3 mil.
doesn't it?
I was up to like today's 3 million agility XP. What? No, for sure I'm making a UIM. For sure. Next up, Wiley says, what do you mean other video games? I thought there was only OSRS and only OSRS. I wouldn't even know what other games would work with a league system. Wiley, that's a great answer. Oh, moving on. Fizzman15 says, that community question assumes I play other games. I only have space for 2 focuses in my life, which are reserved for my wife and OSRS, not necessarily in that order. Damn. Wow. Okay. And funny enough, that actually was the last answer for the community question on Spotify. Moving over to now our YouTube for the same question we asked you guys last week. You could make a league style game mode in another game. What would it be and why? Or what are the mechanics? We have a few replies here. Spencer says, yes, I'm excited to play. Never mind, the question changed. So that's actually pretty funny. I left it in. Last when I edited because I was like, and this week's question is going to be, are you excited to play RuneScape 3 Leagues? Oh, no, I mentioned RuneScape 3. But yeah, that was in reference to that. Next up, Sarah Doman 992 says, this is stretching the limits of my creativity as this would require a custom/fictional game, but leagues in Pokemon with generation locks. You pick 2 to 4 generations, and the only Pokemon you can catch/use are the Pokemon that were released in those specific gens. You can pick gens 2, 3, and 4. Well, no Pikachu for you because that's Gen 1. Then you have to beat all of the Elite Fours, all 9 generations, using only the selected generations of Pokemon. Also, I must amend my previous comment answer. We need a SatanBot 666 inappropriate name change to your list. Okay,
that is excellent.
That's funny. That's good.
That's excellent. That's an excellent response.
That's good.
Satan, give us some heat. Actually, no, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Wait.
Next up, apathetic.
Type it out.
It looks like apothecary, but it's apathetic carry. Apathetic carry? Apathetic carry? Oh, it's apathetic carry. Okay. Apathetic carry says leagues in the game called Real Life, where everyone would be born from the same starting point with no inherited wealth and no opportunities of nepotism. Based. Man, now I'm depressed. And finally, on YouTube, Melvin Man says, God just needs to let us play IRL leagues. XP rate multiplier means you get jacked after a couple of hours in the gym, or become a master chef by making a few sandwiches. And with boosted drop rates, you can get filthy rich from only a few hours of work, or at the casino. Only tough part would be being region locked to certain rooms of your home.
I'm already a region locked to certain rooms of my home. I'm a RuneScape player. I stand where my computer is. What?
I was thinking he was going to go with like, you can only stay in certain parts of your city, maybe. But again, it would make it more difficult if you just had to stay home and play like online casino games. Anyway, that's a shorter community question for you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who answered the questions last week. This week's question will be, what is your least favorite quest? I just want to know. It doesn't have to be like one that we ranked as bad, because you may really like rat catchers, but for some reason you just hate like getting ahead. I don't know. What's your least favorite quest, and what would you? And we're gonna amend that just to make it more interesting. What is your least favorite quest, and what would you do to change it, make it better? What changes would you make that would make the quest just that much better? So you can answer that question in the comment section of Spotify. or under the pinned comment of this YouTube video. Throwing it over now to Oxie for Achievement of the Week.
It is time for Achievement of the Week, folks. I'm smashing out a pheasant event, so I'm trying my damnedest here to move efficiently while we do Achievement of the Week. But Michael is correct. It is time for Achievement of the Week. It's a light one this week. You guys were chilling. We had a lot of good achievements, just not stuff that we shout out on Achievement of the Week, which doesn't make them bad. Just means it's going to be a little bit shorter. So, kicking us off in the skilling category this week, we have a couple of 99s, a handful, if you will. Monkey Bonana, yes, I do love saying your name, big dog. Monkey Bonana achieved 99 hit points. Chips FE achieved 99 attack and 99 crafting, the latter of which was achieved while we were recording, I'm pretty sure.
Whoa.
McDad Bot achieved 99 range. Rummy Tumbles achieved 99 strength. JPEGs 101 achieved 99 mage. Lord Big Dog achieved 99 strength. Diesel Time achieved 99 fire making. Beats by Steve achieved 99 strength. Kick-Ons achieved 99 construction and 99 HP. And just a few moments ago, while we were recording here on Saturday in the afternoon, Wisest Nick achieved 99 woodcutting. Moving on to the combat. No, we're going to go to the miscellaneous section, actually. We're going to do the miscellaneous section first. We only have one miscellaneous combat or miscellaneous achievement that week, and that is Jay Goose, who did, in fact, achieve the Mithril Collection Log slot.
Ooh.
So, shout out to you for getting the Mithril Clog. That's 900. That's the one I'm hunting, and I think that one is super cool. So, good luck to you, or congratulations to you, not good luck. Words are blurred when trying to do pheasant events. My sincerest of apologies, but that's the only miscellaneous one we have this week. No quest capes, no dire capes, no music capes, just Jay Goose and the old Mithril Clog slot. Capping things off in the combat achievements tier, we have got some heaters in the combat section this week. We have no first fire capes, but Jafrico killed Corrupted Gauntlet for the first time. McPappy, Michael, MCP4PPY, who we've been calling a McPuppy for a million
What do you
fucking
mean,
years, changed his name to McPappy. The 4 has been an A the entire time.
When has the 4 ever been a U?
I've always read it as a U. I don't know why. But I am not even devastated. I don't know what to think. McPappy, apparently is his name, what they call him, achieved the hard combat achievements with the double-double this week, and Mr. J. Goose achieving the elite combat diaries this week. So, been a pretty good week for Mr. J. Goose overall. Additionally, we have 4 back-to-back kick-ass unique achievements. Bob Dole got their Missouri kit this week. Congratulations on your fancy backpack. Suffix got his quiver. I didn't know that Isaac didn't have a quiver, respectfully, but he got it. Congratulations. I think this guy's name is Tej in Discord, but his in-game name is Zarpus Z, which I like. Zarpuzzi. Achieved Grandmaster Combat achievements this week.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool. Love Zuckhelm in the Discord. That's pretty awesome. Congratulations to you, sir. And finally, Trees achieved their Infernal Cape this week. Not the most prestigious anymore, objectively, some would say, but still my personal favorite. That's why we keep it to the very end. So congratulations, Trees, on earning your Infernal Cape. You will finally able to play the game without feeling that kind of stress from a single piece of content ever again. Congratulations. That's going to do it for Achievement of the Week, folks. Congratulations to Trees and Suffix and Zarpussy and everybody who did something awesome this week. If you did something awesome and you want to tell us about it, head over to discord.gg/OSRSTNL, post about it in the levels and achievements chat, and people get hype. It's just what people do around here. We get excited. You know, we are objectively the best RuneScape Discord in the world. Perhaps it is a holiday weekend, but the VCs have gone quiet for the day. Perhaps it may be time to change that this evening. Who knows? Come hang out with us in TNL. You're absolutely going to love it. Michael had to get to a birthday party or something about 5 minutes ago. So we're already late.
No birthday party.
Well, you had to go do something.
Just
You
going
had
to dinner
another
at my brother's
obligation.
house.
Point is, you had to go do something.
Yeah,
And you had to be there 5 minutes ago.
that's fine.
But as much as I want to let Michael go and be there for his activities with his family, I can't. Not before we wrap this show up with a fun question. When I ask Michael, my friend, do you have a fun question for us this week?
I do. So unfortunately, there is no postcard because I forgot and I didn't go to the post office. Now, there could be a postcard just waiting there for me, sitting there all lonely,
Menacingly.
not being read. But we don't have a postcard, but we do. We have one in the Fun Questions channel from Dr. Muffin PhD. I don't know if you've read this yet.
I have.
Okay, so you've read this one. This one's going to be, I don't know. This could turn into a cry fest. But the question is, if you could go back and have a conversation with yourself right before you logged in for the first time, right before you made your new account, what kind of advice would you give to yourself? Damn, that's a deep one. We come off the backs of like, you sneeze, you get agility XP, to what are you telling your younger self about this addictive habit that you're going to start forming over the next 20 years? what are you telling yourself? Now, is this going to be like 13-year-old me or me in 2013 who thought, oh, I'm going to play old school RuneScape? That's the question.
Yeah, I feel like there's two different answers to this when you started RuneScape the first time and when you started old school RuneScape.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a thought?
Yeah, I do. Yes. So if I could go back and just sit down with myself back in 2005, I genuinely would be like, choose a better username. Choose a better username. Because in 2005, there had to have been cool things like Bloodhound available. I have to believe that no one was sitting there thinking, I'm going to name my account Bloodhound. But I could have snagged it. I could have snagged something cooler than Nike Mikey back in 2005.
Mikey's a heater, dude. What do you mean? Mikey's a
gosh.
heater.
It's a heater,
Love
but
Nike
you know,
Mikey.
something that could
You
have
should change your
followed
name
me.
to that now.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't want podcasters to go away. Maybe I'll have to like do the old save it on another
Pay me
account.
700 mil and I'll give you
Oh my
Nike
gosh.
Mikey. How about that?
It's actually bonded to an account. You can't have it. It's locked. Locked to my account.
Give me
yeah.
700 mil anyway.
I would tell myself, choose a better name, because Nike Mikey, while it's a heater in 2025, it's not where it's at. And then I would say, I need you to become the very best. Here is how to, like, I would just like sit down and I would give myself a checklist of all the things that you can accomplish with all of the free time that you have as a child. Like, you're going to climb the ranks, boy. Like, you're going to get up there. You're going to get 99 wood cutting. You're going to get 99 cooking. You're going to get 99 rune crafting. Like, you're going to make billions of GP flipping Santa hats and party hats. And you're just going to have the best time of your life. And it's not going to be, you know, we're not going to waste time. We're going to skip the whole trying to scam people in Falador with a mithril to an adamant axe or something, you know? So I would just tell myself, do better. Like, not do better, but just like, I don't know.
Do better.
Give him the secrets.
Bitch.
Give him the secrets of things that I know now that I didn't know that like were in the game, you know? And then going to 2013, having that same conversation, I would just tell myself to like, I don't know, like I would sit down with me in 2013 and I would be like, you have the potential to like be really good at this game. Learn F keys sooner than later. Try bosses sooner than later. Like in 2013, when I started, actually it was like 2014, maybe 2015. I didn't start right when it came out again, like right when the servers got opened. But back in the day, it's like I didn't know that I had the potential to be good at PVM in this game. Like I was very scared to do chambers. I was very scared to do God Wars. I was like, Zolra, I'll never do that. I literally remember myself being taken on a Bandos trip, and there was like 3 other people there, and it was me and 3 other people, and I was terrified to kill Bandos. Like, there's no reason to be scared of Bandos, like literally. And this was back in the time when your items dropped on the ground and you had a minute to go get them. Like, I think this was before the 1 hour change. So there was like the fear of, if I die, it's over. I'm not getting that stuff back. But I had my friends there. I had a friend there to help me, at least somebody that I knew. So I would just tell myself, like, push yourself a little harder, and don't like put yourself in a box of like, you're only a skiller. You can't do PVM. You're better than what you think you are at this game. A little pep talk both ways, but a little more serious in the next time, the next go around.
I like that. I have a very boring but very meaningful answer. If I don't have to, I'm not going to say a fucking thing.
I kind of like that.
And if I have to say something, it's just going to be, try it, see if you like it.
But you already are going to try it.
Well, I mean, yeah, just like, yeah, I like this game.
Interesting.
I would say the bare minimum, because honestly, as a kid, if somebody told me, you got to buy this, you got to do that, you got to do that, I would try to do it, not be able to, and then get demotivated. And then as an adult, I fucking hate being told how to play games that are brand new. I fucking hate being told the efficient way to play a video game when you first start it. I don't care. I just don't care. You know, it's how I play pretty much every video game when I first start. Is I want to play it to have a good time, you know, regardless of what kind of game it is. Obviously, with something like RuneScape is a weird example at this point, because, you know, we know how to play it efficiently. So when I create a new account, it's not quite the same, but I don't know.
You won't have that new player experience ever again. So why rip
you
that
won't have
away
a new
from
player
yourself?
experience ever again. I don't think I would say anything. I think I would let myself cook and play and have fun and do whatever I felt like doing. And I wouldn't try to give a bunch of crazy advice, flip this, buy this, kill that. Because I think a lot of the not knowing has defined me playing the game in the way that I have. And I really like that. And I don't know if playing on a certain hyper efficient track even leads to XP waste at that point. So I don't know. I feel like I'm the kind of person who's very much like, I'm just going to leave it where it lie. I'm not going to say too much. If I have to say anything at all, it's just going to be like, I like this game. I think you will too, you know?
Yeah.
Especially the little kid me probably would have taken that one way more seriously than like, oh, dude, go kill Bandos, make a bunch of GP, because like it's not going to matter. Like, I know in the future it's not going to matter. It's going to become RS3, right? But I don't know. It's meaningful but boring for a fun question, you know?
That maybe that would be the right path, is like in those days when it's all so brand new and like it becomes part of your life, I would tell myself, don't give up on it just because things change. You know, like the evolution of combat is not this world-shattering update that you think it is. You can adapt and you can change and maybe stick it out. And truly, honestly, like the only reason I ever stopped actually playing is because I'd never had a computer that could run RuneScape that well. Like I had a MacBook that we got from the pawn shop, but it was slow as hell, and that's what I was playing on. And then I went to college, and it's like, I don't have a good computer to play this game on. And so it was like, well, Evolution to Combat came out and they changed the trade rules, and like you can't go in, like the wilderness isn't a thing anymore. It's like there's so many changes that like this isn't even worth it anymore. So I would just tell myself, stick with it, you know, keep playing. You'll come out of the other side, you know, still loving this game.
Yeah.
But if everybody told themselves that, we probably wouldn't have Old School right now, because Old School came about because of the unrest that all of the shit that they did with RS3.
And who knows, maybe that would be the appropriate path for RuneScape in that timeline.
That's true. There's a different world.
Glad I'm in the one we're in now.
Yeah,
you know,
there's a different universe where Old School is not a thing, and all the people that played RuneScape growing up are still playing RS3. And maybe it's RuneScape 4. Ooh, who knows?
We said we wouldn't talk about RS3.
We
but
can't
here we
not.
are.
I'm just saying, like this.
We definitely can. Oh God,
Old School is not a thing without the influence of RS3, and without like the having that Joker to the Batman type relationship. It's like without RuneScape 3, old school is just RuneScape, you know? And that's what makes old school charming, is the fact that it's the nostalgic drip feeder that we have because RS3 is the way it is.
You know how I feel about the term nostalgia and old school RuneScape.
I know.
Come on now. We're getting off topic for the fun question. Thank you so much, Dr. Muffin, PhD, for this wonderful, wonderful fun question that's making us reflect on our histories as RuneScape players and our presents and futures as old school players. Folks, we hope you enjoyed this tier list this week. We probably didn't get all the quests. That's okay. Tell us about your least favorite quests. I'm sure people are going to have some more, I'm sure. But tell us about your least favorite quests.
Yeah.
We got a good portion of them, and I think Michael and I both had fun with it. Like I said, beds are staying pushed together tonight. So in that regard, it's a W. We'll be back next week doing something. That might be the episode Michael and I kind of talked about last week. We might be making some shit up next week.
Hold on.
And we're kind of excited about it. Why wouldn't you be?
Oh, it's in 2 weeks. Never mind.
News to me.
Sorry.
Anyways, we'll see you guys next week for more delightful Xpwaste content. Till then, have fun and get your goddamn quest capes, even with these 24 bag quests.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watching you.
Bye.
Bye.